To the JB&M Sports Fanatics channel. What's good with you? It's your boy JB here for another round of preseason games here. So the official week 1 here. Last time we saw the Hall of Fame game last week here, but this time we've got an interesting one here. The Colts versus the Ravens here. And so on the Indianapolis side of the ball here, who's going to be their quarterback one? That's what I'm looking for in this one here. How does Anthony Richardson compare to Daniel Jones? We'll see how that goes. And as for the Baltimore Ravens here, Cooper Rush. Tell me if you've heard that name before. How will he look here for the Ravens today? They open things up here out of the shotgun. It's a running play, and looks like it's going to be a pickup of a yard on the carry. And it looks like Mitchell got the first carry of the game here for Baltimore. And so, one thing about Baltimore, we did witness last year that the Baltimore Ravens actually had their preseason win streak come to a halt here, but they would love to build another streak this year around and see how that goes there. But again, Cooper Rush in his 8th year out of Central Michigan right now for the Ravens. 2nd and 9 here. It's going to be 5 wide here as the running back motions out here from their own 30-yard line. Let's see if the Colts can generate any type of pressure here. Gets the snap. 4-man rush here by the Colts. He's going to take a shot here. Oh, he threw an interception, but there's a flag. There is a flag. So let's hold up before we get too excited here about that one. But that was a flag on the play. Let's just see what the officials say. And again, Mr. JB in the building. He says, "Let's go, Colts." Meanwhile, the officials here, they're discussing a lot here. Possibly be against the Baltimore Ravens here. I mean, let's see. Looking at this play here, I mean, let the boys play. Let the boys play. Seth, what's good with you, Seth? How are you doing? And Seth says, "Go Eagles, go Eagles, go." Seth says he wants to see a repeat this year. Oh man, but how are you, Seth? When John Harbaugh over there has to take a little laugh there. But just like that, hey, the Colts defense went out there and did what they had to do and got a turnover. What else can you ask for there? So now, Indianapolis, fresh off the turnover here, can Anthony Richardson cash in here, competing again with Daniel Jones there for the starting quarterback job? Somebody's got to win it, right? First offensive possession here for the Colts. Let's see how he looks this year. Shotgun formation here. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back. Ball from their own 47-yard line, gets the snap, fakes to the back. Richardson looking, throws it from the pocket, and gets the completion. Excellent throw. Got it to Mitchell with the reception there. And that's definitely going to be a first down. That's going to be a first down there. Pickup of 15 yards on the play. And Mitchell, someone to consider there if you're somebody that plays fantasy football there, and hey, Josh Downs, Mitchell, those are the 2 guys that I'm eyeing potentially there, depending on how deep your draft is. Shotgun formation again here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Gets the snap back to the back again. Richardson looking, throws this one, gets the completion there to the tight end, and he's gonna take it to almost the 30-yard line. He'll be about 2 yards shy of that first down marker there. But there is a penalty on the play, and let's see what the officials say. So right now we're seeing a lot of the officials here. Never a good sign to see too many officials here, but it is the preseason. Got to work out the kinks there. Steph says Ravens defense is never good. And so Samuel in the building. What's good with you, Samuel? How you been? How you been? And again, still first quarter here with 13 minutes and 29 seconds to go here. And this is the first possession of the Colts, but they've got their first penalty against them. Backs them up 5 yards, 1st and 15 here. 1 back in the backfield here. Receiver goes in motion. Richardson gets the high snap, gives it to the back, and the back up the middle, gets tripped up, picks up about 2.5 yards there on that carry. And so now it's going to bring up 2nd down on the play. And again, these are the kind of plays where if you're Indianapolis, it's a great situation to see if Anthony Richardson can move the chains because ultimately you want to see what he can do throwing the ball. You know what Richardson can bring to the ground game. He averaged about 43, 44 yards on the ground per game every start he got last year for the Colts here. But you need to see him be able to do the ball throwing it, especially to avoid those injuries which have plagued them so far in his young career. Throws over the middle. Another completion there. Picks up about a good 5 yards there on the play. And again, that is Tyler Warren with the reception there, the rookie tight end out of Penn State. And Tyler Warren had 104 receptions last year for Penn State. So you talk about somebody that knows how to throw the ball. He can do more than throw the ball. I've seen him go up on the center, take the snap. He can do it all. So I'll be very intrigued to see how Indianapolis continues to use him, but they've got a good one there at tight end. Daniel says he's watching from a Walmart store. Hey, that's what's up. Got to find that AC where you can. All right, 3rd and 7. Richardson from the pocket throws it complete, almost picked off, and that's what you wanna see. When you feel that pressure that was closing in on Anthony Richardson, is he gonna resort to old habits and take off and scramble, or will he wait to the very last second and make that throw? And that time there, he tried to stay in that pocket there, but ultimately, while getting hit, he lost a little bit on that football there, almost turned it over there. Good job there by the Ravens defense to get after it. 4th down coming up. But now we're gonna have the field goal kicker come out here for Indianapolis. Again, here in the first quarter, 11 minutes and 56 seconds to go. Kick is on the way, and the kick, it looks good. It is good. Had the distance right down the middle. Hey, you got to like that from your kicker. Special teams has got to be special consistently. That's what makes them special. That's who is the quarterback for the Ravens? Yeah, it's Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush went out there first play of the game, Steph, threw that interception there. But Cooper Rush again from the Dallas Cowboys. You know Cooper Rush very well and stuff like that. So yeah, coming over. First time in his 8-year career, he's on a new team here. So I'm excited for him for that sense. But at the same time, there, hey, if he keeps turning the ball over, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Cooper Rush is here in Baltimore. You heard me right. And he got the start today for the Baltimore Ravens. Daniel says Wi-Fi free at Walmart. Bet, bet, bet. Braden's in the building. What's good with you, Braden? What's good with you? If memory serves me right, Braden, your Packers play Saturday against the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think you guys play against the Jets in that one. I guess I'll call it the Aaron Rodgers former team bowl. How are you today, Braden? So Braden says they do. Bet, bet, bet. Awesome. So the JB should create the question here. And again, tomorrow, I'm very intrigued about tomorrow's preseason matchup in which the Browns and the Panthers play, in which saying it out loud sounds weird, but for preseason purposes, in that one, one, I get to see Shador get that start there. So that's why, big reason in choosing to stream that one tomorrow. And then also, can we see, how Carolina looks with Bryce Young this year? Does he pick up where he left off at and shows that continued growth, or does it look like we're starting all over again? That's what I want to see there. And also the receivers, who has that chemistry with Bryce Young here with another year up under his belt. So those are a couple of things that I'll be looking for in those preseason games there. Right. One. Please shouldn't get that one. We're not going to do it. There we go. Just all right. So we're going to get ready to see the kickoff again here. See, Braden says tired but good. Steph says today is Jalen Hurts' birthday. Oh, really? I did not know today was his birthday. That is what's up. That's what's up. Oh man, how old is Jalen Hurts now? But that's what's up. I wonder what is he doing to celebrate. So here we go. Cooper Rush, first time out there, turned the ball over. I read a couple reports that he's turned the ball over, but he's been aggressive going deep, and he has made some plays throughout the entire like camp so far. So I've heard some mixed reviews from Cooper Rush, but again, just making that adjustment. I'm pretty sure once he gets comfortable he'll start to calm down. But let's see, one back in the backfield here, multiple tight ends, two receivers on the play. On their own 29-yard line here in the first quarter, 11 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Colts up 3-0. They give it to the back of the back off the left guard. Look at that space before he's contacted there. Picks up about 4 or 5 yards there. And Mitchell, he can just stay healthy this year for the Baltimore Ravens there. He can carve out a role in this offense. We all know he's got the skills and stuff. Derrick Henry another year, more mileage. They're going to want to have that lightning to the thunder, and he can certainly be that. I feel like he can be that. We know that he has a role here, but if Mitchell can go out there and really reach his capabilities, I'm telling you, he can definitely get those carries. Gets another carry here. Picks up about a good 2 yards on the carry. So it's going to make it third and short here for Baltimore. And let's see if they can get the first down here. Again, here in the first quarter with 10 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Mitchell's going to head to the sideline. Let's see. Braden says, don't the Commanders play the pass tomorrow? That is true. Yes, that is true. Just says 27. Oh, man, my man's 27. JB wishes he could be 27 again, man. 27 is a great year. Tosses it to the back, and that's going to be Hill, who's going to get enough for the first down there on the play. Fresh two set of downs to work with here for the Baltimore Ravens. And again, when I think Ravens and I think preseason, think about all that winning that they've done over the last couple of years in the preseason, how much they love to run the ball, and Todd Monken does love running the ball. Steve Braden says Cooper Rush is a solid back. He had some good games for the Cowboys. That he did, which is why I was a little confused as to why last year they kept playing Trey Lance so much when I was like, hey, like Cooper Rush has shown what he can do. All right, quick pass. Gets the completion there, goes out of bounds, picks up about 9 yards on the play, and that was to Wallace with the reception there. So Wallace picks up about 9 yards there on the play. Again, still first quarter here. 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Colts up 3-0. This is the Baltimore Ravens' second offensive possession of the game. First time out there, Cooper Rush threw that pick early on. But since then, he's surely recovered, and I expect to see more of that from him. All right, he lines up under center. We got a fullback back in the backfield here. Rush up under center from their own 49-yard line. Feeds it to the back, and Mitchell breaks to the outside, still running, still using that speed, still on his feet. Tripped up at about the 28-yard line. Look at that. And that's what he does. That's what he does. Braden says, is Drake May going to play? And so I anticipated that Drake May is going to play, but I got to reaffirm that's still the case there. But I was under the impression that he will play. But I've got to definitely verify that. Yeah, I saw the news come in, Braden. That was very sad. Such a big time player, a big part of what they did, and just to see him go down with an injury, you hate to see it. And we've seen quite a few guys go down so far this off season, especially in the last couple of days here. But when they said earlier, like I know it was contact there, but like the way that he felt, like his leg just gave out on him, that was hard to see there. And so for him to be out for the season, that's extremely sad there. Extremely sad. Extremely sad, but I know that he's gonna rehab, work out like crazy, come back better than ever. That's what I fully expect from him. I did think about that, Braden. I did think about the fact that, I'm glad for him. Oh, look at that run. Look at that run into the end zone for a touchdown. Mitchell making it look too easy. Making it look too easy. And Baltimore scores the touchdown. What a nice run. I couldn't even finish that statement there. I couldn't even finish that statement there. But yeah, he did at least get the new contract there. So he got that security. And so I am happy for him because I'd have felt really bad if he was close to getting that contract and then the injury happens. And then all of a sudden that money just, disappears. Now, my man Steph says Cooper Rush is way better in the Ravens uniform. And you know what? I kind of agree with you there. I kind of agree with you there. And the extra point is good. Again, who's the current field goal kicker right now for the Baltimore Ravens? I didn't even look to see. Okay, so Tyler Loop, which I know very little about. Tyler Loop. But yeah, Baltimore got it in there on the ground. Indianapolis, hey, you got to tackle better. You can't let the running back run through you like that. He ran through some guys on that play. Then score. Oh, Tyler Loop. What year is Tyler Loop in? Let me see if I can figure out where's this kid from. Because yeah, I remember getting rid of the Justin Tucker part there, but I was like, who is his replacement? So Tyler Loop. Oh, okay, so he's from like he went to college at Arizona. Okay. And he was a 6th round pick. Okay. All right. Okay, well, yeah, definitely rooting for the rookie there. He's going to have a lot of opportunities, that's for sure. Because I feel like there's always a couple games, especially when the Ravens play a team like the Steelers, or if they're in a big time matchup. It usually comes down to the Ravens needing to capitalize on at least 2, 3 field goals in big time opportunities. So if the kid's good, he'll make a name for himself very quickly. But you just never know with these young kickers. Mr. JB says that's the backup. He says that's the Colts backup there. And 7-3 is the score, and we'll get to see more of Anthony Richardson when we come back out there. Again, the Colts had very great field position after the turnover on their first possession, but was had to come away with a field goal because Anthony Richardson almost turned the ball over there. But I get what he was trying to do, stand strong in that pocket, just got hit while he threw it there. But he's got to go out there and be decisive and make those throws. All right, so Baltimore all smiles so far on the sideline. Again, first quarter here with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and the Baltimore Ravens up 7-3 in this one. Luke getting ready to kick the ball off. Let's see if we get a return here. All right, let's see. You guys let me know, who do you guys think will win the quarterback job here for Indianapolis? I know it's the first preseason game, so we still got to actually see how they look out there. But if you guys just had to guess right now, who do you think ultimately will win the job when it's all said and done? Will it be Anthony Richardson, who's in there quarterback now, or will it be Daniel Jones? Was Daniel Jones just his whole career just a product of the Giants being the Giants? Remember how things worked out last year for Saquon leaving the Giants and how things got better? So was it just a matter of Daniel Jones just being on a bad team? You guys let me know. While Richardson up under center here. Two receivers bottom of the screen, one back in the backfield here, and two tight ends on the play. Gives it the back in the back off the right guard. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and picks up about a yard on the carry. 8 minutes left to go here in the first quarter of play. And again, these are some important reps here for these guys, obviously competing here, whether we're talking about the depth chart, whether we're talking about later on making a roster here. So much on the line. All right, 2nd and 10. Receiver motions here on the play at their own 35-yard line. Indianapolis with the football. Anthony Richardson gets the snap. Feeling the pressure. Oh, he did not feel the pressure, but he felt that hit. He felt that hit. I mean, my man's got to have some kind of awareness, but I'll say this: the defender ran through him. Anthony Richardson is not a small guy by any means. So he ran up there with some real velocity and got to him. Look at this. He went untouched. What is the right tackle doing? Well, honestly, the right tackle, he had a guy too. So he just, hey, Baltimore came after him. So that's just a play that you gotta be aware. You gotta be aware. All right, 3rd and 19. They run up the middle there. Looks like that was Daniel Jones in there, quarterback on that play. Yeah, that was Daniel Jones that was in there after that hit. So I wonder if Anthony Richardson is he shaking up or something. I can't hear if the audio that they've got, but one would have to assume Anthony Richardson must have been shaking up on the play. All right, 4th down coming up. Again, Indianapolis decided to just go ahead and run the ball. here in the first quarter with about 6 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Mr. JV says that's not right. All right, they punt the ball. Oh, trying to find. Oh, what a nice move that was. He's still on his feet somehow, some way. Look at him on the return. Okay, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Utilize his blockers there, showed the patience there, the acceleration. Good job there. And Baltimore has great field position here on this play. And again, so far in this one, Anthony Richardson is 2 of 3 for 21 yards passing. As for Baltimore, Cooper Rush, he is 2 of 3 also for 16 yards passing and an interception thus far. So those are how your quarterbacks have looked so far in this one. For Indianapolis, though, it's been Giddens so far leading back here with 2 carries for 7 yards in this one. And for Baltimore, Mitchell, 5 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown so far in this one. And Black Medicine says the AR garbage is already hurt. And so, oh man, before somebody can draft him in fantasy football, like, wow, that's just, will Daniel Jones win it by default? They say the best ability is availability, So I asked the question earlier, who's going to win the job there for Indianapolis? If AR can't stay healthy, that's basically just going to give the job to Daniel Jones, like he's just going to get the job because he's available at that point. So we are again, and I know he got rocked on the play. He got rocked. He didn't see it coming, but man, Black Medicine says that AR will not be on his fantasy team. That says that Cooper Rush is a better quarterback than Richardson there. And so, hey, he gets more W's. He gets more W's, provide more stability, because I mean, Indianapolis, they've got to figure this one out. They've got to figure this one out. They have 2 quarterbacks that finish towards the bottom of a lot of categories in terms of starting quarterback last year. Both were pretty bad. I mean, Daniel Jones, I remember on Underdog, always take the under on his passing yards. Why? Because he was going to get bent in the second quarter. Like they were going to keep benching him. And AR, he kept getting hurt. I mean, like he was running for about 44 yards, but passing wise, like it just it wasn't there consistently. That's why he lost his job a couple of times to Joe Flacco. Heck, didn't Anthony Richardson pull himself out the game last year? I think it was last year that he took himself out the game without it being injury related or something like that. I don't know, but those are the kind of things you got to grow up from, and you cannot do stuff like that. But again, if he's truly hurt there, definitely hope that he recovers. But the best ability is availability. But let's see. Now we've got Baltimore here. They've got some momentum. They're up 7-3 here in the first quarter with 6 minutes to go here in the first. Cooper Rush, quarterback in here. Again, no Lamar Jackson today. That's understandable. Shotgun receiver goes in motion. Fakes it to the back. Rush looking, throws it to the back. When the back dropped it. Hill just dropped it. I'm sorry, that wasn't Hill there. What a drop. I mean, the ball literally right there. I don't know what else you want him to do. The ball is right there. You got to catch that. You've got to catch that. Especially you're trying to carve a rollout here in this offense. You've got to catch that. I'm not the only one that in the back of my mind, I slick was thinking how the resemblance right now between him and Andy Dalton. But they ran the ball again, and this time, I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage there. Might have lost half a yard there. He's a little frustrated right now with himself there. A couple opportunities there. You drop the ball. And then on this one, it wasn't much room to work with there, but a little frustration there. But he'll get an opportunity to try to make a play in this one. But here we go. 3rd down and 11 here in the first quarter, 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And let's see if Cooper Rush can move the chains here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Again, Ravens up 7-3. Gets the snap. Rush. Doing the rush. And they get to him. They get to him. They say we can get out to the quarterback too. Old man in the building. What's good with ya? What's good with ya, old man? And you say, what's good, JB in chat? You say, can I send you the link to the fantasy draft again? Yeah, absolutely. I'll get that sent over to you. Absolutely. See if I can get that over to you now. But man, how's it going? All right, punts it. Colts get it from the 10. Makes first guy miss. He's at the 20, 25, still in his speed, 30, brought down to about the 35-yard line, and that is where the Indianapolis Colts will take over with the football. Question is, who's going to come out here at quarterback? Gonna take it to the commercial here again. First quarter, with about 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go. Ravens up 7-3. And old man says that Madden 26 is so worth it. You say loving running the pass to the Super Bowl. Bet, bet, bet. Well, what's your favorite thing about Madden so far this year that makes Madden different than previous years? Steve Black says, when is the draft? So our draft is August the 29th. Let me double check the exact time, but I know it's August 29th is our fantasy draft. So let's see. So I always do the Friday prior to the Thursday, like Thursday football game. So that's going to be that Friday before. So yeah, August 29th, 30 p.m. Eastern time is when we're going to have the fantasy draft. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, it says, oh, you're okay. You've been sick, but other than that, good. Just been working. How's work treating you? And man, I hope that you're continuing to recover, man. Hate to hear that you've been sick. Yeah, and Samuel shares that same concern as well. Hate to hear that you're sick. It says how Pats have their own entrance in the snow games, actually snow games. And so, oh, and you say, plus you can actually run with quarterbacks and juke people in the pocket. I did see on Twitter that they were talking about that they showed a glimpse of the Pats coming out in their own entrance there. So that's a nice touch. 'Cause they had Rob Gronkowski ringing that bell, if I'm not mistaken. So absolutely. And again, if you're just tuning in right now, we are currently here at the commercial, so we're not missing anything here. Ravens up 7-3, but Indianapolis will get the football here in the first quarter with 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go to try to do something here. And we'll see if Anthony Richardson goes back out there. He got rocked pretty hard last drive, so I'm not sure if Daniel Jones is going to stay out there. Speaking of which, we're back from the commercial, so let's see who's in there at quarterback. Nope, Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes comes in there. And it says looking forward to it. And so, yeah, let me see if I can find that link real quick to send to your old man. All right, so here we go. Indianapolis now with Daniel Jones quarterbacking, shotgun, two receivers, one tight end, one back, fakes it to the back. Jones looking. Jones throws it, gets the completion. And again, Tyler Warren, the rookie tight end. Oh, getting slammed on the ground there, but gets the catch. Both quarterbacks have been targeting him early and often in this one. That's something to make a mental note of for fantasy football, how they're targeting him a lot. Again, the rookie tight end from Penn State that had 104 receptions last season and then some. Steph says, horrible Daniel Jones. Steph, like, he's just glad that he's not rooting for Indianapolis at all because they've got some bad choices to choose from. All right, fakes to the back, throws it, incomplete. Incomplete. Somebody got caught in traffic there. Incomplete. Let's see. Black Medicine says, I don't care if it's preseason. Jones needs all the snaps he can get. And so I agree with you there. I agree with you there. Both of these quarterbacks need all the snaps they can get. But heck, if Jones is the only one that's going to be healthy there, then hey, get him all the snaps he can. 'Cause if you're looking from a fantasy football perspective, you probably want Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson because Richardson's going to run for himself. So unless you have Richardson, which I'm not quite sure why you would, yeah, like I feel like guys like Josh Downs, they'll benefit a little bit more from Daniel Jones who will at least throw the ball. He was able to support Malik Neighbors last year, so we'll see how that plays out. Let's see. Braden says, "Oh, the Colts are going to be entertaining. Missed the season, and so Mr. JB hopes that it's going to be a good entertainment for his coach. I told him though he should be prepared for the worst this season. When you've got two quarterbacks, you've got none. All right, 3rd and 8. Jones. Oh, the pressure's got to him too. Wow. So just like that, brings him down another sack. How much they paying this offensive line? Like, let me know how much are they paying this offensive line? I'm pretty sure that they can put me, old man Mob, and probably Black Medicine on that right side of the line and get the same kind of production. Put Braden in the backfield. 4th and 18. Punt on the way. See if we get another nice return this time. Catch it from the 12-yard line. Looking to make guys miss. And he never keep going. Look at he's flailing. Like watching a bunch of magic cards out there. Everybody's flailing. What's going on? Too easy. That was too easy. Where's the fight? Even if it is your second teamers out there, where's the fight? Because special teams should always bring its A game. Anybody that's out there on special teams, you're fighting for a job out here. And I saw no effort. I saw a bunch of guys that the moment somebody put a hand on them, they just started like, hey, we don't want this smoke. Like it's wow. Wow. But give Baltimore credit here, but Indianapolis is just not tackling that well right now. It's evident, like I need to see some effort here. For that return, I know Mr. JB right now is throwing chairs, refrigerators, some of everything right now. All right, so let's see if Luke can make this extra point here. It is good. All right. So the score right now, Baltimore 14, Indianapolis 3 here in the first quarter. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the first. Says if the Colts had a good quarterback, they would win the AFC South. They need to work on that offensive line. Is looking like also. I mean, forgive me if it's just a couple, snaps and stuff, but the offensive line's not looking that great. I see Black Mesa says coverage team got caught out there playing Pokemon Go. Steph says, "What in the world was he doing?" I'm like, seriously, what was he doing? Like, and that was LeJohntay Wester, one of the Colorado kids right there that made the play. Okay, okay. Speaking of Colorado, JB will be live streaming tomorrow for the Browns and the Panthers there, which we'll get to see Shador Sanders there and the Browns. He'll get to start for the Browns that one just because Joe Flacco and them a little banged up here, so they can't go out there. Him, Kenny Pickett, all of them. So we'll get to see Fedor go out there. And I think just Fedor and Tyler Hudley. I think those are the only two that's going to be playing for the Browns tomorrow. So hey, more opportunity to go out there and make it do what it do. All right, pick off. Catches it at the 9. It's at the 20, 25. Brought down to 29-yard line. And so Indianapolis finding themselves down 14-3. Indianapolis was up 3-0, but Baltimore scored 14 unanswered here. So will Indy show any fight here? And says, well, the entertaining mess has begun. I don't think Mr. JB over there is loving it. You say you wonder if Bryce Young will play. I was under the impression that Bryce would, but then again, I just assumed that. I had no, like reporting or anything like that. I don't see why you wouldn't play Bryce in the preseason because he can use all the stats just to make sure that he, picks up where he left off at. Meanwhile, Jones, here's it to Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren out here is putting on a clinic. I get it. And if there's a rookie that knows what he's doing, it's this kid. I have zero doubt in this guy whatsoever. So if you're a Colts fan and you're looking for good news, 84 is that good news, and he's gonna be this season. Just look at him out there. Like they're targeting him a lot in the offense. Well, look at that. You can't get the ball to the receiver that's 2 feet in front of you, basically. A simple play that even JB, the emergency quarterback, could make, and they're out there struggling. It's stressful. It's stressful, and I'm not even a fan. It's stressful watching them. Lewis late to the party, but hey, did you take the over or under in this one? And how are you? Again, here in the first quarter with 1 minute and 41 seconds to go. Ravens up 14-3. 2nd and 10. Jones gets it, throws it, gets the completion, and the receiver goes out of bounds here. a yard shy. I mean, is it just me, or would we not like to see these receivers fight for the extra yards to get the first down if you're that close? I mean, why leave it at the chance? All right, but we got 3rd and 2 here. Three receivers bottom of the screen. Jones going to give it to the back, and the back will get the first down. He picked up about 3 yards there on the play, and that's going to be a first down, Indianapolis. And that was Giddens on the carry. He's got 4 carries for 12 yards. DJ Giddens, that name sounds familiar. Black Medicine. What school did DJ Giddens go to? Because I feel like that name sounds very familiar. I just can't remember what school he went to. Lewis says, "What's up, everybody?" Like Mr. says, Bryce is too fragile. And so, I mean, at least 2, 3 series would be nice for him. Jones in the pocket. Jones has time, throws it, gets the completion there to the receiver, and that's going to take it to the 15-yard line. So right now, Indianapolis, can they score and make this preseason game a game? 28 seconds to go in the first. Can the Colts score before the end of the quarter here? Fakes to the back, throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. Goal is just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, every time they target him, bad things happen. That's just my observation right now. And I'm sure the coaches know it too. 21 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Again, right now, Indianapolis here in the red zone, trying to figure out a way to score. I'm sorry, they're not in the red zone here. They are, yeah, they're in the red zone. They're in the red zone. My thing's just behind here. Yeah, 15-yard line here. All right, shotgun. Lewis, say you took the under. Oh man, Lewis. What a throw! What a bad throw! What a bad throw! But then again, you just throw it, make sure nobody gets it there. Avoid the rush. I get that. 17 seconds left to go here in the first. All right. So for Lewis' sake here, I hope that no points get on the scoreboard here. That's right. Okay. Okay. So Kansas State. Okay. Bet. Appreciate that. Let's see. Brady says Anthony Richardson is done for the night. And so yeah, what happened was he got banged up because he got hurt. He got hit on like a second down play in which the defender went untouched, like untouched, got to him, hit him hard. He didn't see it coming. So after that, Daniel Jones been in there ever since. So who knows? He might have knocked the starting job out of him. You never know. Jones throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. The referees let him play, but ooh, got an injury out there. Trying to see what name is this for the Ravens. Looks like number 31 right now. And he's in some pain. Medical staff looking at him. 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. But yeah, AR is done. Braden says he can't stay healthy. But yet, Braden still plans on drafting him in our fantasy football league. Now, Black Medicine says his leg. So I'm looking here. And he's a rookie out of Western Michigan. All Cone. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate, especially the kid getting an opportunity to go out there, show what he can do. But I'm hoping that he's okay. I'm hoping he's okay there, but that certainly is concerning. I'm seeing an uptake in leg injuries. I mean, maybe this has always been the case, but I feel like we've seen a lot of leg injuries as of late. I still haven't shared the link with, oh man. Let's see. How can I do that from here? So you say the way he was holding it looking bad, and you're hoping it's just the angle that you saw. And so it was tough to see a deep angle from what I was seeing there. But definitely, as you mentioned, the way he was holding his leg, though, that was real concern. And it's like as soon as it happened too, his teammate looked like he'd seen it happen like in real time there, was quick to alert. So definitely hoping that it's not the worst case scenario. That takes us here to the commercial as they tend to the injured rookie, again, cornerback out of Western Michigan. All right. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to figure out how I can send the link to old man. So as we await to return back to the action here, so far in this one, Daniel Jones, 4 of 9 for 64 yards passing so far in this game here. On the other side for Baltimore, Cooper Rush just 2 of 4 for 16 yards and an interception. He threw an interception on the first play of the game. You can see the concern there from the Raven players about their teammate. 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Again, Ravens up 14-3. And I see that they carted him off the field there. So they carted him off the field there. Hopefully he has a quick recovery. We'll find out the extent of his injury there, but that's just really tough. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis here, they're going to bring out their kicker for this one to try to tack on 3 more points. Kick is on the way. Kick is good. All right, so Indianapolis tacks on 3 more points. So both teams have scored twice. The Ravens have scored in touchdowns. Colts have scored with field goals. Let's see. All right, so again, I wish Yahoo Fantasy was a little bit easier to navigate in terms of if somebody loses their account to be able to send them something. All right, let's see. Black Medicine says leg looked loose from the initial clip you saw. Could be why they aren't showing it again. That very well could be. That very well could be. Let's see. Lewis says a field goal is okay. That puts us at what? 20 already in the first quarter combined points. Again, Ravens up 14-6 in the Ravens here on the return. 2 seconds left. Well, they took off an extra second, so 1 second remaining. Here in the first quarter, Ravens up 14-6 so far in this one. This will be the last play of the first quarter. All right, up under center. Feeds it to the back off the right side there. And Mitchell picks up about 10 yards on a carry. Is it enough for the first down? Let's see where they spot this one. All right, so they've got Leary in there at quarterback here for the Baltimore Ravens. So I guess that means that Cooper Rush night is done. That was a very easy under to take for his passing yards. All right, Blackman says, have you chosen the college game for week 0 or 1 that you plan to stream? And so there's a lot of good ones to choose from for week 1, but that means Ohio State and Texas. I've got to do that one. I've got to do that one. Now for week 0, that one I've got to look at the week 0 matchups and see which one stands out. So I haven't determined week 0, but for week 1, that Ohio State Texas matchup. There's a lot of good games week 1 this year, so this one is going to be a lot more easier to choose from. But there's like so many other good ones to choose from also. So many. So we are officially at the commercial here at the end of the first quarter. Ravens up 14-6. Black Medicine says, what? No, Idaho State versus UNLV. And so when UNLV starts paying their starting quarterback the NILs promised and stuff, then we might consider that. But not this time. Not this time. But I do want to see the week 0. So let me take a look real quick at the week 0 college football schedule. Because I've been paying so much attention to week 1, but week 0, which again in college football, there is a week 0 before week 1. Speaking of which, isn't it like Lee Corso's birthday today? Was it today or yesterday? I can't remember. I think it was today. But correct me again if I'm wrong. Mm. There'll be some opportunities for sure. Because that, let's see, that Sunday, Notre Dame plays Miami. So that one, I'll most likely be looking to stream that one as well on August 31st, which is a Sunday, Notre Dame versus Miami. So yeah, we can quite a few, but I'll put the schedule up once I have a chance to go through it really and see the best ones. But those two seem like the ones that I'll for sure be doing. Might even get a Friday one in there, possibly, like Georgia Tech and Colorado. All right, from the shotgun, feeds to the back in the back, gets away. Okay, brings it to about the 39-yard line. Mitchell again with another carry. Wow, he's made his way all the way to James Madison right now. Yeah, maybe they'll pay him one time there. Maybe they will. All right, so again, second quarter here, 14 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Ravens up 14-6. They've already made the quarterback change here, going away from Cooper Rush. And so now Larry's in there at quarterback. Takes snap under center, play fake, looking. Throws one up there. Oh, incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. There is a penalty on the play. And we've seen a couple penalties so far in this one. All right, so it's going to be an automatic first down there. Called it against the defensive back. Let's see the replay. Was that? Ooh, like that. I guess if that's what we're calling, I guess. But again, Devin Leary out of Kentucky. Leary up under center here for the Baltimore Ravens at the 45-yard line of Indianapolis. Can they score another touchdown here, or will Lewis find a way to convince these Colts to actually go out there and tackle? Feeds to the back in the back off the left side. Still running. Picks up about 8 yards on the carry. All right, so we got 14 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. I had to wait till they put his name up there as well. So Devin Leary, so out of Kentucky. Well, I said, does that name not strike a ring a bell? I know you follow the Wildcats pretty closely. All right, second and three. Gives it to Mitchell again, and Mitchell picks up about 2 yards there before the defense finally stops its progress. Baltimore, they take preseason very serious down there in Baltimore. Like Messi says, oh, wait, it does. I know who that is. All right, so now 3rd and 1, which is absolutely perfect for this Ravens team here. 3rd and 1, this is exactly what they like to do, get physical. This is what the coaching staff wants to see, them win the battle up front. And that's exactly, oh, almost spoke too soon. Did he get it? Did he get it? Did he get it? Big 92 there for Indianapolis. Stepped up and stopped that one in his track. Just when I thought they were going to get it. But hey, it's preseason. What does that mean? That means you go for it there. Perfect chance to go for it. Heck, everybody gets to be like Dan Campbell and go for it in the preseason. All right, 4th and 1. 12:25 to go here in the second quarter of play. Again, Ravens up 14-6. Quarterback keeper. They don't mind putting Devin in harm's way here. Quarterback keeper. And he got it. He got it. Even helped his lineman up. I see you. And that time, coaching staff says, hey, we just want to see the interior of our line move them backwards. That's what they want to see. Lewis says, no more touchdowns. He says, no more touchdowns. All right, 11:50 to go here in the second quarter. Ravens up 14-6, and the Ravens got a fresh new set of downs to work with here. Devin up under center here. 7 seconds on the play clock. Receiver goes in motion. Feeds to the back in the back. Gets tripped up, picks up a yard and a carry. It's going to make a 2nd and 9 coming up here. Again, 2nd and 9. All right, subbing out the back here. And again, just rotating running backs here. Mitchell has looked tremendous in this game so far. And I mean tremendous. So far in this one, Mitchell, he's got 68 yards rushing off of 8 carries and a touchdown so far in this one. Gets the snap. Devin throws one up there, but oh, it was underthrew, which forced the penalty. Now, Walker saying he prefers to have the catch, which statistically speaking, I understand, but yeah, that was an underthrow. Speaking of which, for tomorrow's preseason game, with Shador Sanders in there at quarterback, I see that they got his stat line for rushing at 6.5. Does anybody really think he's going to go out there and try to scramble? I think not. With the NFL speed, 6.5 yards, and you're not playing the entire game for someone like Shador, I don't think he's going to take off and run. I feel like he'll be looking to try to throw it. So I think that's an easy under, but we'll see. Again, the stat line 6.5 rushing yards for Shador Sanders tomorrow. Last time I checked. All right, toss it to the back here, and Mitchell takes off a guy, but gets tripped up there close to the line of scrimmage there. Number 48 on the tackle for Indianapolis. 10 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. See, Black Medicine says 2 seasons ago, I think Kentucky has so many quarterback transfers in and out. 2 seasons ago would have been right because they're like he's been in a year in the NFL already 1 year, so 2 years would be accurate in terms of when he would have been at Kentucky. Receiver goes in motion here, 2nd and 10. Devin looking. Devin throws it in the end zone, incomplete. And Lewis can rest for another play here. Lewis is like he needs a turnover or something here. Turnover or something. So it's 3rd and 10. We're down. Lewis will go out there if he has to himself as an extra defensive back and stop this play. They need 10 yards for the first down, 11 for the touchdown. Devin in the pocket throws. We threw an interception. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a play. And so number 48 jumped in front of that one. Wow. He's going to hold on to that football for life. Good luck taking that from him. But what a play to see a linebacker jump in front of it like that. Now look at that. Look at that. That's that video game throw right there. Video games are teaching people to make that throw, and it doesn't work. Not when the linebacker's right there eyeing you the entire time. Wow. Like Vincent says, got some air on that. Yes. Yes, he did. Let me see if this link works here for old man. Should be able to send him the fantasy link here. All right, so we are at the commercial after that interception in which the Colts linebacker did a tremendous job jumping in front of that pass there. And Lewis can breathe a little better now. Like Winston says, oh, the headaches, the trauma, the Kentucky Flashbacks of Leary having a stellar game, only to go out there and basically drop it the next week. Oh man. Now that I say it out loud, it does kind of sort of feel familiar hearing it from a Kentucky quarterback a couple years ago. So we return back to the action here. Second quarter, 10 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Baltimore up 14-6. But Indianapolis just created the turnover. Can this spark them to get their offense going? Or will it just be another time that they have to settle for maybe 3 points or no points? We'll find that out. Let Lewis tell the story, and he says no points here on the drive. Just take some time off the clock. What's up with the NFLPA and the smelling salt policy? What's been going on with that? Like, what's the move behind like banning that? And they show not only Lamar Jackson on the sideline, but DeAndre Hopkins as well. Oh yeah, Lewis says yes. It's not even the Chicago Bears, and he's already thinking bear down. All right, so here we go. More of Daniel Jones up under center. One back in the backfield, multiple tight ends here on the play, and two receivers. Play fake. Jones looking, throws it, gets the completion. All right, nice pickup of about 6 yards on the play. Samuel says, is this quarter number two? Yes, Samuel, this is the second quarter. There's 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter with the Ravens up 16. I'm sorry, 14-6. JB's tripping here. 14-6. Again, second quarter, now 9 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Indianapolis with the football trailing 14-6. Jones gets the snap, extends it to the back, and the back fights forward there and picks up 3 yards and a first down here for Indianapolis with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And again, with preseason, no matter who's out there, you want to see effort on both sides of the football here. Your linebackers should be tackling, your D linemen should be getting after it, O linemen, they should be blocking. All right, third, they call it third and inches. And oh, Indianapolis picked up this with ease. First down. So from their own 24-yard line now, with 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go here before halftime. And all Indianapolis wants to do right now is continue to move the ball, but you know that they've got to continue to take as many looks as possible as Daniel Jones here. Right now, I'd say he has the advantage here. I was already hearing throughout camp that he was outperforming Anthony Richardson thus far. And so, and again, these reports were like a little while ago. Things could have changed by then. Obviously, AR had to deal with his shoulder injury. I think it was a shoulder injury. Oh, and Jones takes a deep shot there. Oh, incomplete. Incomplete. That would have been big time. But I like the fact that Jones stood there, took the hit, and gave his guy an opportunity. That's all you can do. Give a man an opportunity. And so, of course, Samuel, of course. All right, now second and 10 here from their own 23-yard line. 3 seconds right now on the play clock. Throws it to the back. Incomplete. Incomplete. Throwing it to the running back, they've made look a lot harder than it has to be on both teams. And again, Lamar Jackson all smiles, thinking about how he almost led JB's team to the championship game in fantasy last year. If it had not been for Brian Robinson Jr. and his game against the Eagles, that got JB basically no points that game. All right, third and 10. Pressure. Jones throws it. Oh, it's incomplete. doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Every ball that goes towards you, you can't drop. You at least gotta at least make a play. Help your quarterback out here. Because your route running is not getting you that open. So at least hold on to the football when he gets it to you. Man, these guys are just dropping everything. I was looking, I forgot there's another whole football game that's going on as well. I was like, McGee, what is he doing? And the Ravens here on a return takes it to about 31-yard line. Lewis says that's what he likes to see. That's what he likes to see. Up, but the referees, they don't like what they saw. They threw a penalty out there. Let's see the ramifications of this penalty here. Listen, how much is are the Falcons planning on playing their well, are they gonna be playing Michael Penix Jr. or will they sit him out this game? And if they are gonna play him, have they disclosed how much they're gonna play of him and how much will Kirk Cousins play? Let's see. Black Medicine says commentators talking about Lamar's chain, and I'm pretty sure that his chain costs more than his parents' house, and so you probably win that bet. You probably would win that bet. Because I'm telling you, man, back in the day, nobody got their chain taken more than Michael Crabtree had his chain taken off every single game. I was like, why do you even wear it? You know they're gonna take it off. Like somebody's gonna snatch it, and that somebody was usually the likes of a Richard Sherman or something like that. All right, so Black Medicine says sit him hopefully and throw Cousins out there to the wolves. He said protect them at all costs. If you had to guess, how many yards and how many touchdowns do you project for Bijan Robinson this season? I know that the fantasy football community has high hope for Bijan Robinson. I know that the Falcons believe in Bijan Robinson as well, as he's definitely shown he is that guy. But how many yards and touchdowns do you guys project that he's going to put together this season? If we had to project now and then see later on who is actually the closest. All right, so apparently Anthony Richardson earlier injured his finger. And so, come on. I promise you, if that was Baker Mayfield, Baker would have got back in there, finger or no finger. He's gonna get that starting job. But yeah, Anthony Richardson hurt his finger, so that's why he did not return to the game. All right. As we continue here, again, this was an official timeout for Derrick Henry. I mean, the season he had last year was tremendous. All right, first and 10, feeds it to the back and the back, trying to breast it to the outside here on the left, and realizes that that only works on video games and maybe college football. Picked up maybe a yard on the play. 7:40 to go here in the second quarter. Again, the Ravens right now up 14-6 over Indianapolis. They're facing a 2nd and 8 right now. Lewis, this might have been what you needed right now. It feels like all the scoring that happened in the first quarter, they put up basically all 20 points, I think, in the first quarter. And then here in the second, it's been like nothing. All right, about a 2-yard pickup there, 2, 3 yards. Again, here in the second quarter with about 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in a second. All right, so we got a 3rd and 5 coming up here. And Samuel says game time. Yes, Samuel. So we're here in the second quarter with about 6 minutes and 40 seconds before halftime. Again, 6 minutes and 40 seconds here in the second quarter. But wait a minute, there is a penalty here for false start. So make that 6 seconds, 6 minutes and 41 seconds here in the second quarter. Ravens up 14-6 right now. Again, Baltimore Ravens winning 14-6 the score here in the second quarter. And now there's 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go. And we've got a 3rd and 10 after that penalty now. Lewis is making calls, doing what, hey, you got results, Lewis. I'll give you that. You're getting results here in a second. And so Leary throws it incomplete there. Excellent coverage on the play. Got to hand it to him. Even if he got that completion, he probably would have been short there, but excellent coverage there on the play by Indianapolis. And that will bring out the punter. Here in the second quarter, it's 6 minutes and 16 seconds left to go here before halftime here early on in this one. 14-6 Ravens on top, but can Indianapolis do something with the football, or has Lewis finally cracked the code on how to stop these teams from scoring? The ball goes out of bounds. Samuel says, thank you, JB. Of course. He said, hey, JB, why top fan number one? And so, Samuel, you are the number one fan. That's for sure. You kept JB Nation alive single-handedly throughout JB's absence. So JB appreciates that for sure. For sure. Absolutely. All right. So we get to see more of Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones, all it takes is for him to go out there. And if he just throws a touchdown, I feel like the job is if he just goes out there and they can score a touchdown. That's all they're looking for right now. Because Anthony Richardson getting hurt, Anthony Richardson dealing with his past injuries and stuff, it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. All right, from their own 45-yard line, feeds it to the back here in the back off the right guard, picks up 2 yards on the play. And again, 5 minutes and 52 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 2nd and 7 coming up. And again, let's see. Buchanan, a rookie from California, 240 pounds, 6'2", number 40 out there for Baltimore. So you're seeing a good amount of rookies getting some action here in this one. All right, Jones feels the pressure. Jones running, throws it. Oh, what a play and what a catch. Wow, what a play. I saw number 16 for a minute. I thought I was looking at T.Y. Hilton for a second. I was like, wait a minute. But excellent job. I mean, last time Colts fans saw number 17 moving like that, I think it was what, Phillip Rivers? But excellent job, excellent throw. And he gave his guys a chance, and this guy made the play there. So great job and a first down for Indianapolis. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in a second. Up, there's going to be a penalty. Lewis says, shifted the scoring to the Cincy game. Wise decision there. Wise decision indeed. Absolutely wise decision indeed. Again, 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Ravens up 14-6. Daniel Jones gets the snap. Jones throws it up there. Who gets the completion there? Gets the completion. And just the little things you notice when you watch Jones throws it versus when I was watching Anthony Richardson there, the zip of the ball getting like the placement of the ball is a little bit better with Daniel Jones when he throws the ball, as opposed to AR, it's like closer to the floor, and these receivers are having to dive at the floor to try to make the catch there. So little stuff like that makes a difference. And I'm sure that these coaches have noticed it as well. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Gives to the back, up the middle, picks up probably 2 yards there on the carry. Let's see. Samuel says, you'll be back later after halftime in the third and fourth quarter. Okay, bet. Samuel, appreciate the heads up there. And remember, don't do anything that JB wouldn't do. And it says CGJ tore his Achilles. Ooh, no. Really? Oh man. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. All right, 2nd and 8. Looking. Jones throws it, gets the completion to the 10-yard line. All right, now Lewis says, he's got to do something now. He says, come on, Baltimore, where's the defense? He needs another turnover. Somebody said, get Lewis the turnover chain. He needs a turnover. All right, but a 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 right now is an opportunity, but it's all about what they're going to do here. With 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go here before halftime. So we got a 2-minute warning coming up soon. 7 seconds here. Jones gets the snap. Jones looking. Jones throws it. And oh my goodness, we got a touchdown pass here from Daniel Jones. Did he just clinch the job? But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Lewis, I don't know how you did this, Lewis. Let's see. Is the penalty against them? Ooh. Hey, when Lewis opens that checkbook, he opens that checkbook. So they called it back. Lewis gets results, guys. I don't know how he does it, but he gets results. Black Medicine says, damn, you say he got up holding his arm, but towards Achilles, he got hit so hard his body was confused. They do the same thing on any video game that I've known when it comes to injuries and stuff. The man will come up holding his head, all of a sudden it's a torn Achilles. But I guess that's where they get it from. All right, so 3rd and 14. Jones fires one in there, incomplete. Incomplete. So have to go ahead and set up for the field goal. So Lewis did his job. He did his job. He got the flag. Black Mason says, yes. Braden says, horrible day for injuries. And so absolutely horrible days. Horrible day for injuries. Yeah, but let's see here. The kicker can cash in for this one here for Indianapolis. Yeah, and I'm realizing now that there's a lot of kickers that JB knows very little about. So with fantasy football coming up, I better make sure I choose the right kicker. But that kick is good. 14-9 is our score in this one. Baltimore up in this one, but Indianapolis just tacked on a field goal. 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go here before we reach halftime. We still got the 2-minute warning here. But the biggest thing was that Anthony Richardson hurt his finger on the play. Braden says, hey, Allen Medicine, I generally hope Bama wins week 1. And so you know what? We talked about that during the Hall of Fame game. And Black Medicine, you came on a little bit after that conversation. But yeah, so Braden dislikes Florida State even more than he dislikes Bama. I found that out. He even said he would root for Ohio State against Florida State. And I was like, oh, wow. Look at this return. He's still turning. I mean, how many times can one team give up so much on special teams? Like, just call it the teams unit. There's nothing special about Indianapolis special teams right now. They almost gave up another score. Wow. It says Georgia. Braden says it's different now since Saban is gone. So he's saying that they're different now. Okay, bet, bet, bet. So your dislike was purely Saban, not really the program itself, just Saban. Okay. Uh-oh. And Black Man says, wouldn't matter. Florida State got about as much of a chance as an Iowa coordinator has winning the Broyles Award. Speaking of which, Black Medicine, didn't you on college football accept the job as the coordinator for Iowa? And it was difficult to move the ball because they're just so devoid of talent on the offensive side of the ball. So if that's true, I would cheer for Ohio State over Florida State. My, my, my. Lewis is just covering his eyes out there, guys. He's covering his eyes out there. Like man says, they hate good coaches up there. Brandon says, okay, Allen Medicine. Again, we right now here at the commercial because we've reached the 2-minute mark. Second down and 8 from the Indianapolis 22-yard line when we come back. Honestly, you ain't black, we do. You ain't wrong. I'm lying about that. Just a 2-minute warning. But which preseason game are you guys most excited for on Saturday? Or I guess I can say the rest of the week and the weekend. Black Minister says, bruh, I left after one season, ended up taking a coordinator job at Our Lady of the Cross College. And it says, I guess NCAA football is realistic. Who realistic? The man was averaging like 9.7 points a game. But tell me, those who have played college football, since we got a minute right now, we're just killing time till we come back from the commercial here. But for those that played college football 26, how has the transfer portal been treating you guys? Like, have you guys been seeing some crazy transfers for no reason that doesn't even make sense? Just how do you guys feel about that aspect of the game? Lewis says Bears. Braden says Packers. Oh, I see Joe Burrow threw 2 touchdowns. Ooh, man. And to think that people thought that Burrow was going to throw under 63 yards. That's insane. Burrow is making sure he's ready for the regular season. Braden says they just updated the portal. Okay, bet, 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 bet. Black Medicine says their transfer portal is better. They put an update in a few weeks ago to fix that. It's about time. It's about time. Could have saved you a couple, classes from transferring had they done it sooner from the get-go, but better late than never, I guess. Lewis says that Braden ruined his weekend. All right, 2nd and 8. Feeds to the back. Oh, look at that hole. Look at the hole that the interior of the offensive line creates on these running plays before the defense can even bring them down here. They're just gashing through the defense here. And that was Johnson on the carry. So you got a 3rd down coming up here, 3rd and 1. Right, Brandon says Burrow needs to because they're gonna have to score 60 to win games this year. So you might as well warm up that arm. All right, gets the 1st down there. So freshman set it down to work with, and there's no pressure. You got all three timeouts anyways if you need them. So Baltimore right now can continue to just ground and pound and move the chain. Like Messi says, I had guys transferring because of playing time after starting the whole season. It's like, what more can I give you? When I heard that, I was like, nah, that would have really frustrated me, because especially if I'm investing time in starting a freshman that I really probably could have started the senior, but I'm like, the freshman's close enough, start him, and then he's just gonna leave for that reason. At least give me a different reason, at least give me a different reason. All right, 1st and 10 from the 14. Up the middle, bounces to the left side, takes to about the 10, but there is a penalty on the play here in the second quarter. Again, a minute and 41 seconds to go here in the second. And just a reminder that yes, JB will be going live tomorrow for the Browns versus the Panthers here. We get Fedora Sanders on one side, guys, and on the other side, I guess we get Bryce Young. I'm not sure if anybody's confirmed or not, whether or not Bryce is playing, but I feel like he needs to have a butt out there and he needs to be playing. Like they need him out there. All right, but after that penalty, he backs them up 10 yards. Now we're looking at a 1st and 20 at this point. Let's see what Baltimore calls now that it's a 1st and 20. So you get a shotgun here from the 21-yard line of Indianapolis. They're going to run it again. Two-hand touch. He got the first down with ease. With 21, he got like 23 yards. And this has been the theme all night long. Now I get it. You're gonna say JB, chill. It's just the preseason. But not this is not the habits you want from guys that you may have to depend on at some point in the regular season. I mean, he's gashing them. This is just like since this game isn't as one-sided as the other preseason game with the Chargers. Yeah, Detroit just didn't show up for that one. Lewis says, need to borrow that wrist. Lewis says he can make some things happen now. So this proceed here. Okay, I didn't know he went to Marshall 2 years ago. And Marshall, I feel like Marshall plays somebody in a big game this year. Touchdown. Look at that. Look at that. The defense was cradling him like he's a baby, carrying him into the end zone. Nobody stopped his momentum. Nobody's wrapping up here. And I mean, what is going on, Indianapolis? You know that Baltimore is going to come in and run the ball. This is a given. You know that that's what they're going to do. The fact that the play before this, you let them run for 20 something yards? Nah, 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 nah. If they want to do that, if they just want to focus on something else, hey, there's plenty of other leagues they can join. The UFL is one of them. Extra point is good. So Baltimore up 21-9 right now here in the second quarter with a minute 26 seconds to go. And right now, Lewis, you're gonna need more than a whistle right now. You might just need a refund right now, Lewis, because this is not looking too good. Does Baltimore have a backup defensive coordinator? Right? For the touchdown. All right, a minute and 26 seconds here left before halftime. So we'll see what Indianapolis does with the football. A good opportunity for Daniel Jones to try to, I'll say, run the minute offense, basically. Look at the return here. Still running and taken out of bounds there by the kicker. Kicker says, I do it all. Lewis, send him over to Indy, please. I'm sure Mr. JB would agree with you right there, Lewis. I'm sure that he would. Shotgun. Feet to the back, and the back's going to pick up a yard in the play here. Let's see if Indianapolis moves with a sense of urgency, or has the coaching staff seen enough over there telling the kicker to extend and attack? Teach the kicker to tackle on the sideline, only in the preseason. Oh, what a throw there by Jones to get the ball out quickly. And those little things right there, that matters. That matters because a lot of the times their receivers are running underneath here. And so just being able to get the ball out quickly, avoid the rush, that's what he's going to have to do consistently in the regular season. Y'all leave the kicker alone, man. Leave the kicker alone. See, Braden says supposedly CGJ didn't tear his ACL. You're confused. So it's like a contradicting report here. Hmm. I mean, that's good if he didn't. Throws it. Oh, incomplete there. But you know what? I did like the throw there by Jones there. 86 just got to make that catch. That's just how it is. You got to make that catch. All right. So Saturday, I chose to stream the Giants versus the Bills, two teams that yeah, JB doesn't care too much for and stuff, but being able to see Jackson Dart there, that will be fun. I know he will get to play. I don't know the order in which they'll put him out there. He'll probably go out there at maybe third, first game behind Jameis Winston, I would think, but we'll see how this works out there. But yeah, we'll get to see Russell. Well, I don't know if Russell, I assume Russell Wilson's playing. I'm not sure if they're going to hand him the job or not, how long he'll play. Nice completion there. Picks up about 8, 9 yards, 35 seconds still, 32 seconds. I'd like to see a little bit more sense of urgency here. All right, gets the snap. Jones looking. Jones throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. Yeah, I'm seeing that they say it's just a serious injury, but no update for CJ. Okay, so yeah. So 4th and 2 in Indianapolis, it says, hey, why not let the kicker get a crack at a far kick here? I mean, he's been busy. He's been busy today. 9 points so far. Can he get 3 more points? Lewis says no, but ooh, he doinked it. He doinked it. He doinked it. 3 timeouts to work with. 15 seconds. Baltimore can take a couple shots here. They've got 3 timeouts, so they can work the middle of that field as well. But nothing for the young kicker to be down about because he's been kicking a lot today. I mean, a lot. If I know he's going to kick that much, shoot, I had to take an over on his kicking, but we'll see how that works. Okay, 15 seconds here. Looking. Oh, what a hit! My goodness. Dive on the ball, something. Oh my, yeah, just let it run out, coach. Let it run out. This is just, yeah, let it run out. Yeah, just after a hit like that, just let it run out. So we are now at halftime. And guess who it is? The former Buckeye that made the hit there, JT. But what a big time play indeed for the rookie out of Ohio State. All right, so we're at the half now. So looking at how things have gone so far in this one, I mean, Baltimore, it's been mostly about their rushing in this one. I mean, Mitchell's the leading rusher here, 9 carries, 68 yards. Let's let JB extend the box score here. All right, so in this one, let's start off with the quarterbacks here. So for Indianapolis, obviously they're in an active quarterback competition here, up for grabs. And so Anthony Richardson, 2 for 3 for 21 yards, sacked one time before he hurt his finger, in which we'll see how severe that finger injury is. But yeah, so he got knocked out of this one. Then Daniel Jones took over with the extra snaps there, 10 of 21 for 144 yards passing. He was sacked also, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And for Daniel Jones, that's big. No turnovers so far in this one. That's big for him. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, well, passing wise, Cooper Rush, 2 of 4 for 16 yards, no touchdowns, one interception. Then you have Devin Leary, 0 for 3, but he did throw an interception. So both quarterbacks for Baltimore threw interceptions in this one, but not too much passing there. Then you look at the ground game for Indianapolis. DJ Giddens is their leading rusher. He's got 6 carries for 17 yards. That's number 21 for Indianapolis. And then Tyler Goodson, number 31. He's got 4 carries for 11 yards there for Indianapolis. Now, Baltimore, when it comes to the carries, Keaton Mitchell, 9 carries, 68 yards, including a touchdown. His longest run of the night, 23 yards, the longest rush of any team in this one. Rashid Ali, he's got 9 carries, 37 yards, and a touchdown also. And then D. Ernest Johnson, I forgot he was still in the league. He's got 4 carries for 12 yards so far in this one. And Devin Leary, he may not have any passing yards, but he does have that quarterback keeper that he did for 2 yards so far in this one. Now, receiving wise, we'll start with Baltimore. Baltimore so far in this one, Tylan Wallace, 1 catch, 9 yards. And then Charlie Kohler, 1 catch, 7 yards. Those are the only 2 players that have receptions right now for the Baltimore Ravens at all. And then you look at Indianapolis. You got Ashton Dillon, number 16. He's got 3 catches for 54 yards in this one off of 7 targets. Tyler Warren was a bright spot for Indianapolis. If you like the Colts here, number 84 at tight end, the rookie out of Penn State there, he showed like he is every bit as good as advertised, every bit as good as we saw at Penn State there. He was out there just willing and dealing. Didn't matter who was throwing the ball. They were looking for him first and foremost, and he was getting open and catching the ball play after play. You can tell that they've got big plans for him this season there, and he is certainly someone that's going to have a good season. And who knows? I mean, I can't think of a tight end winning, rookie of the year, but if anybody could, this guy can, because something tells me they'll use him a lot more than just in the receiving game also. They'll find creative ways to use him as well. Too bad he can't throw the ball though, because that's what they need the most. All right. See. And it says, remember when Johnson went off with the Browns when Hunt and Chubb were injured? Yes, I remember that game. I truly did, because that was like everybody was scrambling to pick him up in fantasy. You said Warren didn't end up with the Chiefs, and so you're right. You're right, because JB did project that the Kansas City Chiefs were going to pick him up, but Indianapolis decided like, hey, they need a tight end. Now I'm going to be watching what's his name on the tight end from Michigan that Denver took, because Denver took him over Tyler Warren. If I was going to take a tight end, Tyler Warren was my tight end one. But what does JB know? Because every year when JB picks a tight end, some expert comes out there and says another tight end is better, blah, 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 blah. But I think Tyler Warren's going to be the better tight end there. Don't get me wrong now. What's his name? Loveland, I think. He's going to be all right. He's going to make some plays and stuff, but he won't be Tyler Warren because Tyler Warren's a superstar. He just needs a quarterback. And Lewis says he's going to double down. In fact, he's going to bear down that they're not going to go over. He says the points we see right now, there will not be any more scoring in this one. Again, you took the under at what, 34.5? That's right, Colston Loveland. Yeah. How could I forget that name, Braden? How could I forget that name? But no, it's not even dislike because like I understand why they drafted him. If he was like if Warren was not on the board and they drafted him, all right, like I totally get that. But to do that when you know that Warren's still on the board there, nah. You said Warren's better than him. And so absolutely, absolutely. The things you can do with him, what he means for your team there, absolutely. Okay, 37.5 here. Okay, so 37.5. So, ooh, even so, it's still one of those things where it's like, you just gotta hope that they just go out there, just run the ball. Everybody just wants to run the ball, get this game over with, and just run the clock, basically. That's what you're hoping for. That's what you're hoping for. The tablet is on its last leg here, so let me put it on the charger here. Right. But man, we excited about the amount of preseason games here and the different storylines this year. Obviously, we can't wait to the regular season, but just to have football here on the weekend here feels great. And then tomorrow, again, JB will be back tomorrow, and we'll watch the Doris Sanders and the Cleveland Browns face off against the Carolina Panthers, a team that finished last year on a positive note. And Bryce Young, he looked good toward the end. I like the resurgence, because I remember early in the season, I think his girl left him for another athlete. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think his girl had left him for another athlete and like he got benched and stuff. But then he showed resilience. You want to see what kind of a person a guy's made of. See what he's like when things are going bad. Like he goes out there, keeps things positive. He's always been a team player. We've always known that he's had a great mindset, temper. He's been smart, but then he put it together. He went out there, put it together, and he was feeling it because those young guys, he's got to grow with them. He's going to have to grow with them. So, absolutely. So, yeah, that's right. We get more of JB tomorrow. And then Saturday, the Giants versus the Buffalo Bills. JB will stream that. Probably will not be streaming Sunday, though. I'll probably take Sunday off. Won't be doing Sunday. So, I think it'll just be Friday and Saturday. And again, we're still right now here at halftime. My man Devontae Walker is just out there just burning, just out there just burning calories out there. But yeah, Baltimore's up 21-9, and they didn't even have to try to pass the ball in that first half. Heck, special teams played a big role as well. We got to give credit where credit is due. Special teams played a huge role for Baltimore in terms of just getting great field position. And heck, Rashid Ali, he also got a little touchdown in there. I'm sorry, he had like 69 yards. Did he score a touchdown off of that one? I think that was the one that scored the touchdown. So, I mean, he's got 69 yards off of that return. Keontae Mitchell, he has 3 returns with 64 yards there. I'm sorry, it was Webster that had the punt return. It was a punt return there. So Webster. Quick Medicine says Geno. Yes. Good old Geno Smith. And hey, if you guys are someone that do not want to draft a quarterback early in fantasy football, and you're like, what's a good target to consider? I say Geno Smith might be someone to take a look at. Him, Brock Bowers, obviously has some Genty in the backfield, but Jacoby Myers now with a real quarterback for probably the first time in his career since like early in his career. So there's some real upside. And I'm hearing some good things about a couple of their younger receivers too. So I just got good vibes there about the Raiders. And plus, you know that they're a team that's probably going to be trailing a lot. They're going to want to throw it. Pete Carroll's there. So you got the same chemistry there between him and Geno. So we'll see how things play out there for the Silver and Black. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to go out there and win a bunch of games now. That is not what JV's saying, but purely from a fantasy football perspective, though, that might be intriguing for like a middle of the road quarterback. You guys tell me though, since obviously we've got time here, if you play fantasy football, even if you don't play fantasy football, who's a quarterback this year that you're looking at him and you're like, he might be in for either a regression this year or maybe he starts to decline a little bit, but you've got some major concerns for it may not even be him. It could just be the team around him. But who's a quarterback this year that has you scratching your head like, I don't know if that guy is set up to succeed this year for his team, you know? Let me know your pick and your reasoning for it. Like Mrs. says, definitely. You should probably state guys that will be starters this season. Do you guys believe that Sam Darnold can carry his success to Seattle? I mean, we saw Jared Goff turn over a new leaf to where now I don't have that doubt about, Jared Goff anymore like we did like, the first couple of years that he was down there in Detroit, leaving the Rams. But do y'all think that this is going to be the Sam Darnold we saw last year? Lewis says Geno makes playoffs. So you think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs? That's tough. That's tough for JB to co-sign that one, but it could be. You never know. RC in the building. What's good with you? And RC says, JB, what's good, bro? I'm late, but I'm coming through. Hey, as long as you're coming through, making it do what it do, that's all that matters, man. But talk to me. How are you doing? So RC says, JB, back-to-back streams. Say what? That's right. And JB promised himself, I'm going to try not to burn myself out before the regular season gets here. But absolutely. And it's not just back-to-back. It's back-to-back to back. That's right. 3 in a row. Today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Tomorrow will be the Cleveland Browns versus the Carolina Panthers. So we'll get to see Fedora Sanders and company for the Browns here. See how he looked in that one. I really want to take a hard look and see, does he look comfortable there? Because if he looks good and the Browns don't give him a chance, then they're just hating. But I got to see how he looks with the first team, second team. It's a great opportunity for him because they have a man taking fourth string snap and stuff like that throughout camp. So this is really a good chance for him to show the coaching staff, like, hey, go ahead and release Kenny Pickett. Go ahead and do it because that's the first guy that's going to be gone. Kenny Pickett. Tyler Hudley, he'll be gone. He already knows that at some point and stuff like that. He's just there to be a body and stuff like that. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, 3 in a row for JB. Looking to JB was good. When you gonna do some gaming on the channel there? Let's see. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I do not know, but it would probably most likely have to be sometime like in the off season, like when it's not football season. Probably sometime after March Madness. That's the only time I could really see myself maybe setting some time aside for like a gaming and stuff like that. But that's a very good question. You said how many games are on tonight? Well, right now we've also got the Bengals and the Eagles that are currently playing also right now. Meanwhile, this game's about to start the second half here in the third quarter. And you've also got later on Geno Smith and the Raiders against his former team, the Seahawks. That goes for Pete Carroll as well. So the Raiders and the Seahawks come on later today. I think what 10 o'clock Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken. And Steve says 1,114 sub is the count for RC. Well, from JB to RC, congratulations, RC. That's big time, man. Just remember where you were when you first got that first 100, man. The first 200. Heck, even before that, the first 5, first 10. And then once you started to see the success grow in the 300s, the 500s, and then once you got past that, it's like, all right, I know I can do this. And then you hit the 1K mark. And now look at you. You're climbing towards 1,200 and ain't no stopping RC now. For every subscriber he has a different name on his channel. All right, so looks like Indianapolis now has the rookie quarterback in there from Notre Dame. That's right, you heard me. Raleigh Leonard, who spent some time at Duke before Notre Dame, but last year he was almost a champion if it wasn't for this team called Ohio State, of course. But hey, put together a good season Notre Dame did. They have high expectations this year, Notre Dame does. But for Raleigh Leonard, this is an opportunity. You could not have ended up in a better spot. A quarterback competition, although he's not part of it. If you go out there and show what you can do, who knows? Second and 7, throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Owen there. She says, even name changes can't stop my push. That's right. Can't stop your push or your drive. My man RC be coming through like a food truck, man. Just like get out the way, bringing that content. All right, 3rd and 7. Raleigh looking, filter rush, move, looking to take off. He's running, picked up the first down with his leg, doing what he's most comfortable doing. Wesley says, "Geez, bruh." Right, so first down here again, 3rd quarter here with 13 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Ravens up 21-9, but the coach right now at Raleigh Leonard in there, quarterback, and he's going to take off and run again right now. This time by design. So picks up a good 4 yards on the play. There we go, 2nd and 6. All right, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Throws it, gets the first down, and runs there to about the 50-yard line. And that was Woods, the tight end there with the catch. Big time catch and a first down. Black Mesa says food truck menus are always overpriced. Are you saying that RC has overpriced content? Nah, JK. And so, oh, nah, nah, nah. That's not what JB means. RC said, JB, someone got to grind like crazy, bro. And so, oh, yeah, absolutely, man. And hey, you doing it because JB's foot was off the pedal for so long. So someone had to pick up the slack there. I can always count on RC to go out there and grind. I'm proud. I'm proud because I know that this was something that, I'm pretty sure that there were parts on this journey where you was like, I don't know, like, what's the ceiling for what you're trying to accomplish? Targeted audience, obviously, Caitlin Clark fans and stuff. And then it evolved to more of the Iowa, UCLA content. And now look at you. And who knows, your second channel might join you soon. Oh, ball deflected there by number 57 there for the Baltimore Ravens. Did a great job there. And Raleigh Leonard, he wants that one back. He wants that one back. Blackman says, because JB is lazy when it comes to streaming. I wouldn't say all that now. But then again, JB can't say anything. This is just I think my 3rd stream of this physical year. I think when I was looking at my stuff, I was like, oh, wow. All right, Leonard throws it. Ball deflected again. So, yeah, Leonard's got to put that ball up there a little bit. And that was Peebles that got a hand on that one. And the big boy getting a hand up there. You like that as a coach? If you can't get to him, get a hand up there. Looked like he was trying to throw it to Treadwell. I was about to say Treadwell is still in the league. Is that the same Treadwell? Punts on the way. All right, so maybe Lewis might be onto something here. Will the defenses show up? We'll find that out. And now that we're at the commercial here, if anybody wants to answer this question, feel free to. But what is you guys' favorite moment in terms of just like being a part of any of JB's live streams? It doesn't have to be football related. It could be something that happened during a college hoop stream, but just your favorite moment on one of my streams in the past. For those who have been on, obviously, for multiple streams, let JB know if anybody has one that comes to mind. And again, we're right now at the commercial here. I mean, Black Message says making fun of my pronunciations. And so, oh man. Mm. Oh man, the JB taking a low blow here, saying when Michigan beat Ohio State. Mm. Oh man, I can't remember the last time the Hurricanes were in the college football playoffs. All right, so Lewis coming to JB's rescue here and getting everybody back on track here. So let's see. Patrick Willis, Brian Urlacher, or Ray Lewis. Start, bench, cut. Ooh, it's a very good question there. I'm gonna have to start. Ooh, and this is so tough. I gotta start Ray Lewis. Gotta start Ray Lewis. Just because aside from obviously, young Ray Lewis in his prime and stuff, just the leadership he brings. But Patrick Willis coming off the bench for me. So that means I gotta let your boy go, Brian Urlacher. Why? Because Brian Urlacher, he doesn't have speed like the other two in their prime. The other two in their prime have speed, but Brian Urlacher doesn't have speed. So with all the fast running backs, we'd be at a little bit of a disadvantage there. That's the only reason for cutting him there. Says Mike Lousley. What's my name? Lockley. And we've got Phoenix in the building. What's good with you, Phoenix? How are we today? He said, just stopping in for a like. And what's good, JB Nation? And so we are doing good, just loving football. And again, JB will be here tomorrow and Saturday as well. All right, to the back here. And the back is going to pick up maybe a yard or two there on the carry. Again, here in the third quarter, with about 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Ravens right now with the football score right now, 21-9. And if you're Lewis, you're hoping that nobody else scores the rest of the way. Ray Lewis, he says Ray Lewis and then Brian Urlacher. Bet, bet, bet. And so Samuel's back. Absolutely. Welcome back there, Samuel. I feel like I should have had Samuel go and like order some like McDonald's or something for us. All right, so pass there, deflected, incomplete. All right, and again here in the third quarter with 11:03 to go in the third. Ravens up 21-9. And this one, and Mike's in the building. And Mike, let's see, your username here says we want 18 games NFL. And so, hey, JB would like it as long as they add an extra bye week. I feel like the NFL should have 2 bye weeks if they're going to do that. That would make it tremendous. Oh, what a deep throw, but it's incomplete. It's incomplete. Incomplete. I mean, come on. Is he throwing a completion all game yet? Like, I got to look and see. And Webster's frustrated there. I mean, he's all smiles there, but he had his defender beat. A good throw that would have been on the money, but so much you can do when the quarterback's out there. Just. No, he does not have a completion yet. So Devin Leary is 0 for 5. So he's thrown for more interceptions than he has yards, than he has completions so far in this one. So yeah, Devin Leary, keep your bags packed. This may not be a long stint. Takes it to about the 46-yard line. And so now Indianapolis trailing 21-9. Let's see what they do with the football. But yes, we've got Mike here. And so Mike, not sure if you saw JB's schedule, but tomorrow I will be live streaming for the Browns and the Panthers. So we'll get to see Shador Sanders on one side. Hopefully we see a little bit of Bryce Young there. But if not, that's perfectly fine. But Saturday, we will take a look at the Giants versus the Buffalo Bills there. So we're going to take a look at your Buffalo Bills in the preseason there. Whoever does go out there and play for them, and at least take a look there. So just wanted to make sure you knew that one. You say, JB, I just went through an awful few months of football. I don't ever want to feel like I did those days there. And so, oh man. And so I feel you. I feel you there. I feel you there. You know, I'm just glad to be where we are right now with football. Definitely missed football. Life's much better when we have football. Oh man, fatigue is starting to kick in on JB. So that pronunciation's going out the door. You say fire game, bet. You say we want let's see, you say Sanders might start regular season. And so I really hope that he goes out there and do well. I really do. I know I gave the kid a hard time when he was in Colorado and stuff like that, but you listen to guys like Miles Garrett who was talking about how, he sees Shador locked in. He's out there working extremely hard. And honestly, we know the man should have been drafted higher, whether it was second, third round, first round, whatever you view that. But we know he was definitely could have been a higher round pick. So I hope he goes out there and he just makes it to where the coaches have no choice but to at least put him at that second string spot behind Flacco. Go ahead, release Kenny Pickett, stuff like that. Put him above Dylan Gabriel. No offense to Dylan, but I just feel like if Shador gets it, his ceiling is much higher than Dylan Gabriel. Again, no offense to Dylan. As he Samuel said tomorrow, Elvis week, August 8th to the 16th at Memphis, Tennessee. Bet, bet, bet. He said, if no football, yeah, awful time, no football. It was the worst. It was the worst. No football, no JB. It's just dark times, but we're back. And Mike says we rooted him in college. And so I'll never forget early on, like when everybody was rooting for Malik Willis. You guys remember that before the draft? Everyone was rooting for Malik Willis, minus Black Medicine. Black Medicine said that Malik Willis was not going to work out and stuff. And I believe I agreed with him as well at that point too. But man, players getting drafted by Tennessee, it just doesn't work out there. But I was happy to see him have success with Green Bay last year. That made me happy. All right, goes out of bounds after getting the completion there. So Riley Leonard gets the completion. So far, he is 2 of 5 for 38 yards passing. Let's see. You say I've been off streaming since from February all the way through August. And so, yeah, that is correct. I had to check that a couple days ago. Yes, that is correct. My last stream was like very early January, very, very early January. So Mike says, let's go. And he says, Malik has been good, I think. So, yeah, last year, Malik was good, especially the times that he had to go in there and start when Jordan Love was hurt. So, ever since he went to Packers, he was good. And we've seen the development, year over year, we've seen the development with him. So, how do you guys feel about Justin Fields this year with the Jets? Reuniting with Garrett Wilson, in which they played both at Ohio State together, so there's got to be some chemistry there, right? One would think. And each year, Justin Fields has done a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. If you look at the statistics, it shows every year he has gotten better. So, how do you guys feel about Justin Fields with the Jets this year? So you missed me, Samuel. So you were missed as well, Samuel. You were missed as well. All the JV Nation was missed during that time. Absolutely. But I'm glad that football is back. First and 15. He picked up a couple 2 yards there on a carry. 10:05 left to go. I feel like Lewis right now is calling the plays right now. He's like, we're just gonna run it and let's do anything we can to make sure that there's no more points. And Mike says Jets always think can only be an upgrade for them. And so, yeah, I mean, the fact that he went to the Jets, that's what I hate. The fact that he went to the Jets. Had he gone anywhere outside of my division there, I could have continued to root for him. I know Pittsburgh wanted him to come back, but I don't blame him, because he felt like he was doing good, and then they decided to still go to Russell Wilson anyways. And at first, we understood it. But the thing about Russ is that if he starts off good, at some point in the season, he'll go cold, and that's exactly what happened at the wrong time. Mike says, very glad you're back. And so, yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yes, just in time here. But we got a lot of football to cover this year, a lot of football to cover for sure. And this year, college football is going to be very interesting. I'm not sure if you guys saw the coaches poll for college football, but that just goes to show how close the competition really is this year. Raleigh Leonard on the move. Raleigh Leonard. Man, look at that. And nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday like Raleigh Leonard does. Look at that. I mean, the DB didn't even look back until it was too late. And even then, he just pretended to fight with the receiver to avoid making the tackle. But Raleigh Leonard doing what he does, moving with his leg. And it says, happy hurricane season, y'all. And so, ooh, them hurricanes. And the run is going to be about 2 yards shy. So right now, Lewis at this very moment is making some calls to some people in some high places here and saying, keep them out of this end zone. I know he's doing it. Let's see, Mike says, I got to hop off in a few, but really glad you're back. And so appreciate you coming through there, Mike. Certainly understand that. And again, we'll be here tomorrow if you got time for the Browns and the Panthers. If not, hey, you know the Bills and the Giants Saturday. But thank you again for coming through. And you say Phil's taking a few years, but will be good. And so I feel like the and forgive me for saying this, Lewis, 'cause I know you're listening, but the Bears offensive line did him dirty. And they waited till after they got rid of Justin Fields to go out there and get all those playmakers that they went and got for Caleb Williams. But at least they learned from their mistake. At least they learned from their mistakes. But they almost ruined Justin Fields' career. He had to go to Pittsburgh. He wanted to go to Pittsburgh there, compete, got to play due to some injury. I think Russell Wilson was hurt. And then Russell came back, took the job there. But now he's gained that maturity and so I feel like the timing is right, but the team is wrong. Why the Jets? And that's going to be, let's see, that's a touchdown. So that is a touchdown, Indianapolis, and somewhere back there, Mr. JB is doing about 18 backflips right now to see the Colts score a touchdown, even though it's the preseason. He's practicing right now. All right, let's see. Mike says Bryce did the impossible. He went from atrocious to expect him to be great this year. And so that's why I feel like it's so important for Bryce Young to go out there and get some snaps going in the preseason and just make sure that chemistry is there. So that way, opening night, he comes in with confidence. I will say, of all the quarterbacks, confidence is important, but for where Bryce Young is right now in his career, confidence is the utmost important. If he goes out there and believes he's that guy, he will look like that guy because now he understands things are starting to slow down for him. Early in his career, he kept getting hit. Didn't exactly have a number one receiver to throw the ball to. I mean, no offense to guys like Adam Thielen, Xavier Leggett, all those guys. They're still developing and stuff, but I like it. The timing is right now for Bryce Young to where if he gets off to a fast start, I'm telling you, this could be good. And I like the fact that they got him 2,000-yard rushers in that backfield as well. Rico coming over from Dallas Cowboys. Also, so you have that solid run game. So defenses they'll be playing close and stuff. Looking out for the run, and then Bryce, can do that play action, do what he does, just do enough to win. Don't turn the ball over, and then when you're feeling it, just keep growing game by game. This is the season-long development continued to continue to grow for Bryce. But yeah, you're right. He changed our opinion of him instantly. Now, Black Medicine never stopped believing in him. He never stopped believing in Bryce Young. But the rest of us, we needed some convincing. That we did. How do you guys feel about Caleb Williams this year? Gee, Mike says, I just heard today Bryce would hold it and shy to make decisions. And so, I mean, that was evident in his game. That was very evident in his game. But you know what? Peyton Manning had the same issue, like they're so used to guys being wide open at the college level for some of these programs and stuff, especially at the SEC, I guess, to where it's like, hey, they get drafted and it's like, we're waiting for you to get open. And coach is like, no, this is considered open. This is considered open. So this is exactly what Bruce Arians had to tell Peyton early in his career because Peyton was out there looking bad early in his, first couple seasons with the turnovers, but then he got it together. So Bryce, he can get it together. He's already shown that he can get it together. It's just a matter of now that chemistry carrying over another year. I believe in him. I believe in him. You said, Coach told him, just let it rip. That's right. Believe in yourself. SM in the building. What's good with you? You say, what's good, JB? And how's the game going? So right now, the game is actually pretty good here. Ravens up 21, Colts got 16. They just scored a touchdown there to get to that 16 there. Now, I will say this first half, though, Ravens were gassing them left and right. Matter of fact, the Ravens, they only have 16 yards passing, but it's not because they can't pass. Well, I mean, right now, Devin Leary probably can. He's 0 for 5. But they didn't have to. They didn't have to pass. Both quarterbacks actually threw an interception. But running the ball, the Ravens already 24 carries, 121 yards rushing. That's Ravens brand right there. Ravens football. That's exactly what you expect from a team like them in the preseason to come out here, run the ball. And it's not just only running the ball. Special teams rides as well. They have made some plays on special teams also. So it's good to see special teams be a factor. That's for sure. Let's see. Mike says, now last year, Bryce with King Ted is on. And so, oh yeah. You said, will XO catch Xavier Leggett catch game winning touchdown against the Eagles or drop perfect pass in the end zone again? Hopefully not the latter there. And so Sammy said, hey, JB live stream off 7 months ago, Buckeyes versus the Oregon Ducks. I remember I was so happy we beat Oregon at that one. I would have been so hurt if we would have lost to them again. SM says, which coach quarterback is playing? So they got Raleigh Leonard in there at quarterback now. He started the third quarter. He's been in there, and I expect him to be the rest of the way. I don't know if they have a fourth quarterback or not, but yeah, Raleigh Leonard, the rookie quarterback out of Notre Dame, is in there for Indianapolis at quarterback. Anthony Richardson got hurt. He's only 2 for 3. He hurt his finger and had to get taken out of the game. Daniel Jones, he was 10 for 21 for 144 yards passing. No touchdowns, no interceptions. But yeah. So right now, Riley Leonard is in there at quarterback for the Colts. Mike says, who's Leonard? And so, yeah, the quarterback for Notre Dame. Now, I know we watched a couple of Notre Dame games last year. So their last year for the college Notre Dame, their quarterback, Raleigh Leonard, he is in there for Indianapolis now at quarterback. So last time we saw him was the Notre Dame Ohio State game. So I think Indianapolis with an with a quarterback competition. I shouldn't say open quarterback competition because it's really between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. In which, in my honest opinion, I feel like Daniel Jones is going to win the job there. Anthony Richardson keeps getting hurt. Anthony Richardson, it's just not there. It's just not there. And to be honest, I had my concerns about Anthony Richardson prior to the draft back at Florida. I saw this like the size that he had and stuff, but in terms of a pure passer, I did not see it. Now, so when he went his rookie year and did relatively good his rookie year, I was shocked. I was like, okay, maybe I was just dead wrong about his evaluation, but that's my opinion of him. Sammy says, I think NFL team playoffs and Super Bowl championship winner. So who do you got for the winner there? Well, who you got playing next year in next year's Super Bowl? And many people believe the Chiefs will end up there somehow, some way again. 3rd and 8 here from their own 38-yard line. Gets the snap. Coach bringing pressure. Leary throws one up there. Can he get a completion? He does. He does. And that was to Wester again from Colorado. Big time play. LaJonte Wester. Black Medicine says transfer from Duke. That's right. He spent majority of his time at Duke. Didn't the last quarterback that Duke had last year, didn't he transfer as well? Why can't they keep a quarterback? Because that kid, he has some excitement to him. He has some speed to him. I don't know where he transferred to, but I'm rooting for the kid. All right, I'm going to run play here by Baltimore and going to pick up about 3 yards on the carry. Essence says, USC, my college team. I'm rooting for Caleb. He has weapons, but Ben Johnson now, has to be better this year. And so I feel like he will be better. I just don't know how much better, but I do feel like from a passing yard perspective, sure, from a accuracy perspective as well, because the offensive line is going to be better. And plus another year in the system, it's just a matter of, I mean, not the system, another year in the league. But with Ben Johnson there, you know how it is with some of these coaches, their offensive minds. Can he really focus on the offense as the head coach? That remains to be seen there. But it's his opportunity. It's an opportunity, and I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him. So Samuel says, I think don't know Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl 2026. And so Samuel says Kansas City Chiefs. Is it possible that we can get a rematch of the Chiefs and the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Again, Black Mention says, yep. Not to that question, but just yep. Lewis says, there goes his under. And so, oh man, Lewis. Is it really? I thought it was like what, 37 and a half? Oh man. That's tough. All right. Leary throws it incomplete. Complete. My goodness. When I pull the kid to the side and say, hey, like may not be for you. May not be for you. Me and Lamar Jackson having fun on the sideline. We've got RC back here. RC, what up? So the kicker here. Can Loop get this one to connect? Did missed it. So Lewis, is it really too late for your under? I thought it was like 37.5. You're still in it, aren't you? See, Samuel says New Orleans Saints in the Super Bowl 2010. Yeah, that was some years ago there. Some years ago. I was about to say, I'm not one to bash a team, but I don't think this year will be the year. But how is the Saints quarterback situation playing out so far in camp? If anybody's heard anything about the Saints and how their quarterback situation's been playing out. Lewis says maybe not. He used reverse psychology on us, and it worked. It worked. All right, again, third down here. 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go. Feeds it to the back, and the back fights for it there. Picks up some nice yards there on a carry. Again, we're still here in the third quarter. Again, if you missed it earlier, Anthony Richardson left the game with a finger injury. Only got to make 3 passes. He got rocked on the play, to say the least. Leonard in the pocket. Leonard picks up a yard there. And so RC says, JB, listen to Alfredo too. You say that album is so good. And Samuel says, he's here for the Saints training camp in Louisiana. And so they got you on the payroll over there, Samuel. Got you on the payroll. RC says that AR is always injured. Yes. Matter of fact, Samuel, I think you might be in there playing quarterback occasionally out there for the Saints. Feeds it to the back and picks up a yard. All right, now everybody tell me this. Those of you that play fantasy football here, who is one player that because of his injuries, he scares you in terms of like you respect the talent, but you don't want the player in fantasy football because he's always hurt. Or either you just have a concern that he'll just get hurt and be done for the season. Because nothing hurts more than having a guy that's lighting it up and then boom, he's out for the year. All right, 4th and 2 coming up here in the third quarter with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And the punt unit is coming out. So they're doing their best, Lewis, to keep you alive in this one. It's just Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist album Alfredo 2. Bet. And so Samuel says he wish Saint. You're gonna be going to the first Mississippi football game, Samuel, for Ole Miss or Mississippi State, either one of those. All right, and again, we are just here at the commercial right now with the score right now. Baltimore leading 21-16 over Indianapolis. But Indianapolis scored a touchdown last time, and Riley Leonard is definitely trying to move that rock. That's for sure. Riley Leonard right now, 3 of 6 for 44 yards so far in this one. And rushing wise, he has become the Colts leading rusher. He's got 4 carries for 34 yards so far in this one. So if you took the over on Riley Leonard's rushing yards before the game for his player prop, you've already won it. His longest run was 21 yards. All right, so SM to my question says Isaiah Pacheco is the guy that gives him concern because of his injury. You know what, SM? He is definitely someone up there because, like, I really want to believe that he can be the guy I thought he was going to be last year and he was before his injury. But I don't know if it's been enough time to where I feel like maybe late in the season that might be the case. But you're right, the injury concern, absolutely. For me, I've got to go with Chris Olave. Chris Olave, I mean, he's becoming a new poster boy for concussions, and that is not what you want to be the poster boy for. I thought it was Tua, but it might be both Tua and Chris Olave. But Chris Olave, love the talent there, but now that you don't really have a marquee quarterback and you keep getting hurt, Chris Olave scares me. It used to be Michael Thomas. It's just something about them Saints receivers, I guess. It used to be Michael Thomas, but I still used to people used to still take a chance on him. But Chris Olave, love the talent, but the man keeps getting hurt and not in love with the Saints quarterback position this season. Because last year's injury looked nasty. All right, but here we go. Third quarter, 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go. Larry's still in the game from the center. Feeds to the back, and the back is going to pick up 2 yards on the play. So 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And just a reminder that JB will be going live tomorrow for the Browns and the Panthers. And we will get to see hopefully some good football in that one. I'm excited for that one because it means a lot to both of those teams. There's a lot of guys competing for spot, depth chart, a lot of things, chemistry. Leary throws to the back makes the cat, and that's Johnson, Dearness Johnson, but tackled immediately there. May have picked up a yard there on the play. All right, so 3rd and 5. See if they can get the first down. Brings the receivers in closer. 4 seconds right now on the play clock. Leary looking. Leary on the move. Leary takes contact. Got the first down though. Took the hit and got the first. Move the chains how you can move it. Let's see. SM says thoughts on Arch possibly staying in school after this year. Honestly, SM, now you're not going to hear JB say a lot of too many good things. If there's one person out there that's been, I'm not going to say anti-Arch and stuff because I'm not rooting against the kid, but I've probably been tougher than most on him. I'll say this: the kid has shown he's got the how can I put it, the commitment, the mindset, and maturity to where for him, he could have easily transferred away from Texas to go to a team and started anywhere else he wanted to, but he chose to stay there, wait his turn, and now, they're already saying after this year, he's going to come back another year. They're basically saying as if it's a fact, his family's saying he's going to come back another year. We'll see if that's the case there, but if he truly does come back after this year, that just means that he's a guy that finishes his commitment, which makes you like the kid even more because a lot of us, we'll just leave, take the best offer there. You don't give me what I want, I'll go elsewhere. But he has shown that commitment, to staying to the commitment that prospect make to the college. We always talk about the college commitment to the player, but the commitment that the player made to the college. And so for that, I'm happy for him in that sense because he's going to make his money. He's going to make his money regardless. He's going to go to the right situation. It's just a matter of if a team's bad this year, they're probably like, hey, come out this year. But following year, sure, that works just as well. So that's my thoughts on him possibly staying after this year. Like she said, JB, tell LeBron to retire. The man just want to spend time with his kid. That's it. He knows if he walks away, that ruins Bronny's career. So he's just gonna keep playing a little bit, let the man collect a couple millions. So oh, man. Sammy says, I think you said don't know Mississippi State and Ole Miss games. You know what? Let me see if I can find their schedule real quick and see who they play week one. Looking at the week one schedule now. Let's see. All right, so Mississippi State plays Southern Miss for their opener, and it's at Southern Miss. So it's at Eminem Roberts Stadium for that one. So that's going to be like Saturday, August the 30th. So that's who Mississippi State opens up with. As for Ole Miss, let's see. Ole Miss play. All right, so Ole Miss opens up against Georgia State. It will be at Ole Miss, but my goodness, they went and chose Georgia State to open up with. So I see that, Lewis. You say, yes, please retire or go elsewhere. Lakers don't want you. So Lewis says the Lakers don't want you. I just wish we could have got this deal done with Luca a little bit earlier so that way, other free agents would have probably considered joining. But I'm happy with where the Lakers are, but at the same time, I'm not content. And in play, and again, the Ravens right now, they are doing Lewis a solid here. They are doing everything within their power to run this clock here in the fourth quarter with 14 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Ravens up 21-16. And it's Johnson getting carries. You know whose name I have not said so far tonight that I don't know if he's playing or not? Malik Cunningham, the former New England Patriot. I have not heard Malik Cunningham, so this should be about the time that you hear something about Malik Cunningham. Lewis says, one more quarter. He says, please do it for Lewis. Fourth and one coming up here. 14 minutes to go here in the fourth. Ravens up 21-16. Ravens with the football here, and they're going to opt to go ahead and punt the ball. Punts on the way. Got the difference zone 17-yard line. Brought down at about the 19-yard line. Okay. Lewis says, like I said, point five always makes a difference. It does. It does. It does. Lewis, tell me this. Of all the games you've ever witnessed the Chicago Bears play, what was the most painful loss that you can recall for your Chicago Bears? The most painful loss that you've recalled for your Chicago Bears that you've experienced? All right, play fake. Riley Leonard throws it, gets the completion. And again, anybody that's listening that wants to just chime in on their personal team, most painful loss they ever experienced, let me know. Samuel says, hey, JB, Southern Miss Golden Eagles at Mississippi. What part of Mississippi? And so actually for the Mississippi State Bulldogs versus Southern Miss, so that one is going to be Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So yeah, Hattiesburg, Mississippi is where that one's going to be. Oh, what a nice run there for Indianapolis. Got the first down. And that was Bentley, running like a Bentley. And she says, JB Patriots to the playoffs. Pat going 15-3. I don't know about 15-3, RC. I'd like for that to be the case there, but I could see us getting in as a wild card, I could see that. Maybe about 10 wins, something like that. I could see that being a possibility. I'm definitely a lot more optimistic. Another run in play, and oh, look at this. Look at this. Owens can stop him. Well, that in the sideline, but a big run there. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a flag. Could there have been a holding call, maybe? That's exactly what it was. So Lewis, how about that? You say 14-3. She said, JB, I got my Vikings gear on. What? Don't let Enzo know. He'll be going crazy over that. Lewis says, Super Bowl loss to Peyton Manning. I cannot say, Lewis, how disappointed I was in that Bears team that lost and saw Mr. JB Coates get that victory there at Peyton. All right, here we go. First and 15, throws it, and oh, look at that. That's incomplete. Incomplete. Simon says, okay, thank you, JB. Bet, bet, bet. And so Lewis is going to need a couple shots for that one. Couple shots for that one. But man, I know that that one was tough there. Wasn't there a game in which the Bears and the Eagles, I think, played that like the kick hit the crossbar in like a playoff game or something like that that caused the out? I think I remember something like that happening a couple of years ago. And I remember the disappointment because it's like everybody was like so depressed when it like going off the crossbar. That was I actually think it was like the right upright actually. And it says YRC is jersey. Who that Saints? Saying you should get a Saints jersey. Meanwhile, pressure. Raleigh Leonard looking. Raleigh doesn't know what to do with it. Just throws it away. Are the referees gonna let him do that? And they will. Under 12 minutes left to go here in the game. And again, this is preseason here. So even if it did end up being a tie, it would just end in a tie. Oh, that's right. That's right. It was the double doink. It was the double doink, the discount double doink. That's right. That's right. That's right. That was tough. That was tough. And so you said, "Stop it, JB." And so yeah, yeah. I just randomly thought of that one. I randomly thought of that one. That was tough. That was tough. So RC says, "No Vienna." All right. So speaking of stopping, referees right now have got to find a way here to stop Riley Leonard from getting away with those types of passes there. That should have been, no receivers nearby. Just got rid of the ball to avoid the sack. But anyways. Oh wow, look at that. 3rd and 38. So they did call it a sack there. That's right. 3rd and 38. Wow. Like there's not much you're gonna accomplish. Lewis, I don't know what you told that referee, but whatever you told that referee, it worked. But say, is Malik Cunningham even playing in this game? All right, so Colts are gonna have to punt it from within their own territory. All right, from their own 41-yard line. Goes out at about the 50. All right, let's see. Lewis says, best game Monday Night Football versus the Cardinals. They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. I cannot lie to you, Lewis, when I say that I felt every bit of what the late Dennis Green was talking about in that one. He was furious that game, Lewis. I remember that. That was some intensity. Only let's see, that was on the same level of Mike Singletary upset with a Vernon Davis or a Troy Smith on the sideline there in terms of that type of intensity and stuff. But yeah, that was a game there. That was. RC says, JB, I got a large high C orange drink, large fry, and a slice of sausage pizza and a salad for dinner. RC's living life. JB's jealous right now. They said, what did I eat today? So yeah, the wife made some lumpia today and also some barbecue chicken and some vegetables. So I will get to eat that after the stream. So Laney, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you? And you say, hey, JB, sorry I'm late. Hey, better late than never. Absolutely. How has your week been going? Thankfully, tomorrow's going to be Friday, so JB is thankful for that. But hey, JB will be back tomorrow for the Browns and the Panthers. We'll get to see Shadora Sanders and company take on Bryce Young. Well, hopefully Bryce Young plays in that one. I'm really hoping he plays in that one. Just even if it's a little bit, just to see that offense and how they look and stuff. But aside from that, that's going to be an interesting one. And I'll be streaming Saturday as well. The Bills and the Giants, so an earlier game. Samuel says, hey, JBC, look, Mississippi State game scheduled on September 13th, 2025. Let me take a look and see who they play on September 13th. Once I get a minute here, and you said Mississippi State, let's take a look and see. All right, so RC says, Jamie, what is lumpia? And so basically, it's like a Filipino dish that is similar to like an egg roll, sort of like kind of like an egg roll, but a little different. A little different. But that's probably the closest thing I can think of to describe it. So Leary throw. Oh, rejected. Rejected. Lewis says, you got crazy. You got drunk crazy at the bar that night, started buying drinks for strangers. Yeah, Lewis, that shows you've been winning a lot to be able to do that. She says, Dean Sanders. She says, JB, I'll be barbecuing all Saturday, bro. Bet. Send some to JB Nation. Invite JB Nation over and let's get a part of that. Oh, man. It says, been good this Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday I'll be streaming. It'll be 1 o'clock Eastern time. So 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central time. That's the time that the Buffalo Bills and the New York Football Giants play Saturday. So that's the time for the Saturday stream. Again, that is going to be 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central time this Saturday. It says ended up throwing up on someone's new Jordans. Oh man, they weren't new no more. And so Leary picks up about 4 yards there, but it should be fourth down coming up. 10 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Lewis says Sanders rushing yards, a catch for tomorrow's game. Oh, you're saying he's going to get a catch, huh? Oh, you say it's a catch. Okay. JB's tripping. Yeah, his rushing yards. I mentioned his rushing yards earlier, for his player prop at 6.5 for tomorrow. 6.5. Oh wow, it's 29th birthday. I would JB wish he was turning 29 again. 29 was a good age there. I miss being 29, even though it's a couple years ago. Miss being 29. But that's awesome. That is awesome. Is he also a Tennessee Volunteer fan also? But yeah, 29th birthday. That is what's up. Happy early birthday to him. Lewis says, I don't think that hits too easy. And so I was leaning towards the under for that rushing thing. But again, you're right. That's a very low number. That's a very low number. But with Shador's speed, him playing a half, I don't know. It depends. If the offensive line lets him get to the point where he feels like he has to move, then it's either going to probably be like 13 or something like that he finishes with, or I could see him finishing with 0. But yeah, it is a very low number. The only concern. See, Samuel says Bengals versus Eagles game 14-27 in the third quarter. Yeah, I almost said Carson Palmer. Forgive me, guys. But nah, I see that. Yeah, Joe Burrow went out there and at least threw 2 touchdowns. I saw that he at least had 2 passing touchdowns. So he wanted to get off to a fast start in the preseason. He did exactly that. So for anybody that took the over on his passing player prop, which was at like 63 yards last time I checked, that was an easy W. He got more than twice that, I believe. And he said, no, he doesn't really get into sports like you do. You think, but he thinks he's getting old. And so 29 is not old at all, at all. At Like, it's just, it's just at that point there where you're at 29. It's like adulting takes it to another level. But 29 was a good age. JB enjoyed that. I enjoyed it a lot. These gray hairs that JB got, they didn't jump on to maybe really towards the tail end of like 30, like beginning of like 31. So that's when the gray hairs really, well, that's when they took over. That's when they took over for JB. But I still, occasionally feel young. Simon says next up game Raiders versus Seahawks game, and that's gonna be 9 o'clock Eastern time. Eastern or Central? I think it might be Central time. 9 o'clock Central time. Got to be Central time. JB's tripping. Lewis says JB, I'll be hitting 50 this year, and so that's a milestone, Lewis. That's a milestone, and I bet you'll be taking a shot for each year, won't you? You'll be taking a shot for each year. Oh man, but hey, that's gonna be exciting. Do you have a trip planned? Cause hey, it's the big 5-0. Do you got some type of a vacation plan? Maybe I'll see both you and 80s at the casino for your 50th birthday. Perhaps that's it. A young 50. Absolutely. Mr. JB is like 68. He's like 68. So he's got a couple years before he starts to celebrate his 70th birthday. Samuel says 9 p.m. PST. Oh, what a run. What a run. And so right now, Lewis, there's just 9 minutes left. So if you can get a good 6 more minutes off the clock, I feel like their focus will be like, okay, let's just run out the clock at this point. Obviously, a team like Indianapolis, they're going to only want to go for a touchdown. Baltimore may consider a field goal if within range, but we'll see. But obviously, we just want the time to tick here for Lewis. So shotgun here. Leonard throws it, gets the completion. Excellent job by the receiver there. Looked like he caught it with one hand first before he secured it with his body. Lewis says, run the ball, avoid injuries, aka to his wallet. Just run the ball. Tell me this, Lewis, when it comes to taking the over or the under, do you feel more confident with your NFL picks or your college football picks when it comes to taking the over or under? Which one do you feel you're better at, college football or the NFL? No, you've had some streaks in both sports. Yes, he says Atlanta Dream 74, Chicago Sky 65, and they're in the fourth quarter. Appreciate that update there. Um, how long is Reese out? I know that I've seen her out when I've watched the Chicago Sky recently, but how long is she supposed to really be out? And it feels like everybody's hurt. Let's see, Lewis says college. Okay, bet, bet, bet. Yeah, we definitely have to get together on some of this college stuff for sure this upcoming season. 'Cause I know that you absolutely lit it up the last couple of years in college. Yeah, you're right. College players do have more to play for. You're absolutely right. That's a good factor to consider. Absolutely. And Samuel says 9 p.m. specific time. Appreciate that update there, Samuel. And does anybody know how many likes do we currently have right now on the stream? I know I did not ask earlier, and for some reason, this view I have right now, unless I pull it up on my phone, I cannot see it from this view. Let's see. I believe Dorian Thompson Robinson is in for the Eagles in that game. And she said, I'm not sure, JB, but she's definitely not on a rush back plan, not to mention the Chicago Sky are trash this year in 22. So Laney says, no timeline on reason. So, okay. Okay. Because I had noticed that she'd been out for a minute. And I was like, how long is she actually out? But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I know it's tough there because, like you mentioned, 8 and 22. That's tough to want to come back and then be a part of that. There, I know that she wants better teammates there, so they've got to do a better job of just building the Chicago Sky a little bit better. Because I mean, I've seen her take some developments from what I've watched, and again, I don't watch every single game, but I've seen enough to see her uptake in not just aggression, but the way that she drives to the lane and be more assertive to get her shot. That's definitely one of the big improvements. We already knew that she had the rebounds. Now she's got the me bounds, you can say as well. But in addition to that, just being aggressive and getting quality shots that are your shot. Also, body language, because body language is so important, especially when you're going through a losing season. Having a proper body language and just continuing to give effort, even in losing situations, that goes a long way. RCC's 9 likes. All right, who's going to be like number 10? Who's going to get us to 10? Get us a double digit. Second and 7 here. Leonard looking. Leonard complete. Incomplete. And again, Lewis is like, why are they throwing a ball? She said, Laney and I want Caitlin to come back really bad. Or she said, really bad. Let's see. 7. Leonard throws in. Dang, son, why'd you throw that one? That's exactly what they're saying. That was, whoo, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. So Lewis, this is the point where things get a little difficult right now because with them being up 5 points, they'll consider a field goal at the very least. Lewis said punt. RC said, JB, what channel the game on? And so yeah, so right now, NFL Network is where you'll catch these preseason games in which they're showing it. All of them, I believe, unless if you don't have like I guess whatever package they come on, they'll all be on NFL Network in terms of these preseason games, the ones that JB will be streaming until we get back to the regular season, unless someone knows another channel. And she says watching, and so yeah, that's what that's what I'm watching on NFL Network. SM says start, bent, cut, golf, Baker, and then Purdy. That's a good one, SM. That's a very good one. Very good. So I'm gonna say, oh man, because I gotta think if they were not on their current team, I would say, oh man, this is tough. This is tough. This is like really tough. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and say I gotta start Baker. Of all the passers Baker does, and I know this sounds weird if you know me from 2 years ago. But Baker's going to be my starter, and then my backup's going to be Golf. And so, yeah, I'm starting Baker. Baker throws the ball a lot more. Obviously, he can carry the team a lot. If he had the talent around him the way, well, I shouldn't say the talent around him, but I mean, he just, as a passer right now, I feel good with Baker in there. And then I'll go to Golf and then Purdy. Nothing against Purdy though. Well, Purdy's had all this talent around him and is yet to put it together for an actual Super Bowl win. You got Christian McCaffrey behind you. So, yeah. With Golf, I believe he had a great scheme, and we're going to see how good Golf is without Ben Johnson. That's my thing about that one. How good is he really without Ben Johnson? We're going to find that out this year. Laney says, yeah, she does miss Caitlin Clark. Lewis says, all right, so Golf, Purdy, and then Baker. He says, JB, I was doing a shorts video and all these, and after 2 minutes, you realize you never recorded it. RC, it doesn't get no shorter than that. Nothing shorter than the video that's not being recorded. I can guarantee you that. All right, 3rd and 7 here, and there's a penalty. All right, Lewis full call went through here. He said we're going to need a penalty. Then he's projecting a sack next. He says Golf, okay, Baker, and then Purdy. Okay, okay. And it says the underdog Saints defeated the Colts by a score 31-17, earning the franchise its first Super Bowl win in the Saints championship. Not to mention to reunite the city after what they experienced with Hurricane Katrina at the time prior. All right, 3rd and 12. All right, penalty here. But Lewis got them calls in. I mean, he's backing these guys up. RC says sometimes you just forget to hit the record button. Lewis says RC's drinking big time, man, big time. Forgot to press the record button. Probably got people walking by like, his phone is off. What is he doing? What is he doing? She says they say the Chicago Sky the worst run organization in the whole WNBA. And so, I mean, didn't they let go a coach that was decent the year before, if I'm not mistaken? 5:08 left to go here in the fourth. All right, Lewis, this is it. This is going to come down to it for you. Will he miss again? The kick is on the way. It is good. And so that just destroys Lewis's pick. He took the under, and that puts it over. And unfortunately for Lewis, there's no loophole from what Luke just did to his wallet. Better luck next time, Lewis. Like, hopefully tomorrow you get that W. Laney says, JB got to go. Just want to stop in and say hi and have a great night. And hopefully I'll see you Saturday. Have a great night. Take care. Happy birthday to your son. Happy early birthday to him. And looking forward to seeing you Saturday, hopefully. SM says they got to stop throwing those objects on the WNBA course. Oh, man, SM. How many times has that happened so far? Like 3 times in the last, like, what, 2 weeks? That's insane. Insane. I mean, last time, what, they targeted Sophie Cunningham? Didn't they target her last time? That was insane. I was just talking to Black Medicine about that earlier. That was insane. Lewis was like, well, there goes this night. There goes his night, just like that. He says, JB, you ever recorded a full video though and played it back and the sound was gone? Yes. Now JB has experienced that. Yeah. That's one reason why I stopped recording long videos, because when JB recorded a video, I try to make it like at least, well, they were usually coming out to be about 10 to 20 something minutes. Then I go through the entire video. I remember one time I did a mock draft of the entire, like every single round. I did it. And then afterwards, the audio would not it would not transfer to YouTube. It would not transfer. So the audio was gone. And I was so mad after that. And I said, never again. Everything's going to be live from here on out, unless it's a quick video. All right, now we get the completion here. Lewis says, 0 and 2. He says, I'm going to go to the WNBA and throw a squid on the court. Lewis, Lewis, Lewis. But yeah, that's been insane, man. Like that's insane. 3 times. All right, so again, Indianapolis down by 8 points here with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. They would love to tie this up. Leonard throws one up there. Incomplete. Incomplete. Trying to give his guy a chance. All right. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in this one. And again, if somehow you haven't heard the news yet, JB will be going live again tomorrow for the Browns and the Panthers. And again, that'll be 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central. The Browns and the Panthers. That game will be on NFL Network for anybody that wants to watch it live, NFL Network. Ooh. Well, yeah, I saw that hit coming a mile away. I saw that hit coming a mile away when he threw that ball. That's the kind of pass that makes you second guess everything you think about your quarterback. Does he hate you? Is he rooting for the other guy to take your roster spot? SM says the Shador debate. That's right. I'm sorry, debut. That's right. And an opportunity for him. Sometimes it comes down to just getting more opportunities than the other guy, which is why I think Daniel Jones will end up being a starter over Anthony Richardson. I'm about to say they got Pete Carroll back there backpedaling. Carroll runs a little bit like how Bill Cosby runs when he's out there playing, just playing around like that. That's crazy. All right. Lee gets the completion. All right, to about the 49. Again, 2 minutes and 43 seconds left to go here. Well, thanks to that, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here. All right, let's see. SM says, I don't get why people are saying Shador has been set up to fail. It's a preseason game and backups usually play. And so, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. My only concern has been just the lack of, I guess you can say, reps with the first team. But that was before everybody else started getting injured. It's like the stars are aligning for him to have this opportunity. If he can go out there and just wow them enough to where they're like, you know what? We can't just overlook him. We've got to look past where we drafted him and be like, give this kid a chance, give this man a chance. Lewis says, great stream, JB. See you tomorrow. Feeling dizzy, and so I hope you feel better there, Lewis. And hey, appreciate you for coming through. We may have fallen short this time for you, but tomorrow's another day, and hopefully you win tomorrow. Absolutely, we gotta get you on that win streak. Get that win streak started earlier this year. You and Joe Burrow both. We want y'all to get started earlier this season with some W's. But appreciate you coming through and have a great night, Lewis. Oh man, I'm gonna say, what are we doing here? Referees got these guys doing the cha-cha slide out there. Like, come on. All right, so yeah, clearly here with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. Colts have all three timeouts. Baltimore has one timeout. All right. Leonard throws it, gets the completion. This guy gets rocked after making that catch, but he does make the catch indeed. 2:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. So we still got the 2 minute warning. And again, for these players, it's not so much the score, it's the situation here, the situation of football opportunity. Leonard throws it again, gets another completion. The receiver. Oh, he could have he picked up the first down. And all that dancing and stuff, he could have easily got the first down. As some says, the Saints should have drafted Shador. I thought they were going to. When that slip came in and they selected the quarterback, I thought they were going to because the kid they got, I got no faith in him. I could be wrong. JB could be dead wrong, but I got no faith in the kid. The kid's about as old as me, and his arm strength probably matches mine too. Or she says, I don't even know how to address the stuff being thrown on the WNBA floors. And so, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we're talking about the point where we're about to hit players and stuff. Like, yeah. And in fact, it's like so many people are seeing it now to where like more people are wanting to do it. So crazy times. Crazy times. Absolutely. And so is this just JB or did anybody else's team? I guess I hope they're just showing a kickoff and they'll go back to the game. I hope they're not literally just about to switch the game over because that is insane. It's not the first time they've done that to JB though. Oh, but it's okay. I'll just switch over to all right. So at the 2 minute warning, again, Indianapolis facing a first and 10 from the Baltimore 44-yard line. Current drive, 8 plays, 31 yards, and about 2 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock so far in this one. Again, Raleigh Leonard and company trying to find a way to get into the end zone. So she says it seems like some of the society refuses to move ahead with times in a respectful fashion. I honestly was surprised that this would still be a thing because I really felt like as a society we was at least past that point. In all honesty, but apparently we're not. Lewis says if you stream the Raiders, I'll. Oh no, JB's not pulling back to back. Not in a preseason game, especially not during the preseason. Well, let's see. Ashton Genty, though, I see that they're giving him a carry. I just see how they just switch the game on us and stuff. So now JB's got to finish this one out. Well, at least they put it back on the screen here. Okay, so they at least did that for us because I was like, man, this is crazy. RC said, JB, I saw a crazy, wild, hectic police chase take place a few hours ago when you was out and about. Oh man, RC, what is going on? What is going on? All right, so for Indianapolis, runs it, gets the first, still running up that hill to about the 25-yard line. And that was Herbert with the carry. Oh man, them putting two games on at the same time on the screen is confusing. Which is said one of the people who threw that object was 22 and the other one was 18. I did not know their ages. I did not know their ages. Yeah. And so Samuel says his iPod's out. And so, oh man, Samuel. Meanwhile, Leonard throws it, gets the completion there, tight window, but he got it there. A minute 44 left to go in the game. All right, so Samuel says he's gonna buy a new one. He's gonna buy a new one there. And that's because Samuel's making all that money. So he's gonna get a couple new ones. As he says the Caitlin Clark list Indiana Fever versus the Phoenix Mercury playing right now. First quarter action. All right. Well, in that one there that you just mentioned there, I need for Kalia Cooper to not take four 3-point attempts, so keep it under four 3-point attempts, and for Satu Sabali to keep it up under five 3-point attempts and to not exceed 8 rebounds and assists combined in this one. That is JB's wish list. That happens, JB will be very happy. Leonard throws it again, incomplete. So we've got ourselves a fourth down coming up. That was Jackson in coverage there for the Baltimore Ravens. And again, everybody in the field right now just fighting to try to survive and see another preseason game, one preseason game at a time. Leonard throws it incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, and that should be it. Although the Colts do have all three timeouts, it's a preseason game, so they're going to let it do what it do. As I'm sure Baltimore's going to look to just go ahead, run this one out. We've seen enough of this dress rehearsal. Jesse says, JB, you ain't supposed to be looking, so I'll look for you. Let me say, Satu Savali on Phoenix is. Oh man, RC, yeah, yeah. RC, keep that one there. Keep that one there. She's trying to make life a lot more difficult for JB, I see. Samuel says, you think iPod Touch 7 generation and an iPhone 16 Pro? And so, hey, that'd be big time there, Samuel. That'd be big time. Why not? Go for it. You deserve to treat yourself there. Go for it. I think that would be a good investment there for you. Absolutely. He said that he could be married to Holly Berry. You're still gonna look. As he said, he's still gonna look. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they are running hard here. Is Indianapolis gonna call another timeout? All right, so Indianapolis really wants to give their offense another crack here. Okay. What y'all not fit to do is show me some Drew Lock. That's what y'all not fit to do. And that's exactly what they did. All right, so meanwhile, we are awaiting the return here to see if Baltimore can get a first down and ice this game completely, or will Indianapolis get one more shot? That RC, my man said he gonna look irregardless. And again, just a minute and 12 seconds left. And just a reminder, JB will be live tomorrow for the Browns and the Panthers, in which Shador Sanders and company. We'll see how he looks with the Browns. Can he make this offense click? We've seen Deshaun Watson struggle with the Browns. We've seen Baker Mayfield struggle with the Browns. Also led them to the playoffs too, but struggled afterwards due to his injury at the time. We've seen Joe Flacco have success though, his last stint with Cleveland. All right, looks like the Ravens were able to get the first down. So now it's just a matter of running out that clock. All right, Samuel says, yeah, tomorrow's live stream starts the same time that this one did. That's going to be 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central time. That is the start time for the stream tomorrow. Again, that's going to be the Panthers and the Browns, and that's going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central time. She says, JB, even if I was married to, you say, even if you was married to Beyonce, you're still going to look at a hot female. You said she's just gonna have to slap you in the head upside the head. Oh man, gonna have you looking like Martin when he had that fight with Hitman Herm on the Martin Lawrence show. He said this is probably why he's not married. Probably 72 hours at the latest. At the latest. And you're welcome, Samuel. And so with that, Devin Leary takes a knee, and that's game, guys. So thanks again for coming through. You know, JB appreciates you guys coming through. It's been real. It's been great. One more day of the work week, at least for JB. And so, man, tomorrow's going to be nice. Tomorrow's going to be nice. So make sure y'all get some rest and stuff. And then hopefully see you guys again tomorrow. You know, take care. JB's going to go ahead and sign off here. Let me see. She says, "Hey V, you say stop. I just watched the Martin and Tommy heard you. You watched it yesterday. Hey, hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up." JB, you stream tomorrow? Okay, cool. Yep, tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central time. Absolutely. Yeah, good night to you, Samuel. See you tomorrow. And remember, don't do anything that JB wouldn't do. And best of luck getting that new iPod there. You know, keep me updated with whichever you choose, iPod and an iPhone. If that's the route to take, let JB know. And yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, let's all be safe here and then meet each other again tomorrow. Signing off here. Take care.